Hi fairies, welcome back. Welcome to another stream of Alice Mercury Playtime. How are you guys doing tonight? I allow you to open your microphone if you want to, for now. Just for now, just a minute.
Hello.
Hi, Apocrypha, how are you doing tonight?
Hello.
I'm fine. I'm just waiting.
Cool. Hello, Fairy Police, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Alice. Thank you.
Cool. Wait, let me see if I am recording the audio of this. Yeah, everything says I am. It's just Sarah, you need to know.
Sure?
Yes, it says microphone. It says microphone here. It's on.
Because last time it wasn't.
I know, but here it is. It is turned on. Microphone. It's all green and everything. It's working. Desktop sound is working. Background music is working. I think it's all I need. Yeah, it's just Sarah's. For a little bit of context from last meet and lead, I recorded everything except my microphone. So...
Oh, sorry, It was a silent stream.
Yeah. Damn it, like everything was perfect. The audio, the images, everything. But that, my boys, like the most important thing in the stream, because I was explaining the lore of the labyrinth. It was lost. I feel so bad about it.
It was hurt.
It does hurt, yeah. So, fairies, be welcome one more time to Meet and Bleed, the most expected stream for T3s, isn't it? And you guys voted again, and you guys voted for the Mercury Labyrinth world building. But before you can actually help me participate in the world building, you need to understand the lore. That's why past month we did that. We started explaining the very beginning of all my universe. And it was interesting, right? It you know, like the topics of it, they were like multiplied with many stuff. It was like, oh no, it's not just about one thing. There were plenty of stuff happening, and yeah, I still feel bad that I lost it. But that's why I took the time ever since yesterday to have visual resources to have like a little catch up. Yeah. We also have a new T3 with us. Thank you to another T3, which is Fairy Police. And although she's not here right now, I still want to welcome Noel for becoming a T3. That is amazing. We are growing. Yay, that's so sweet of you, Fairy Police. So yeah.
She still needs her page design.
Yeah. So hopefully she can join us in a bit or at some point. If not, this is why I'm recording this. So nobody misses it. We're also waiting for Cachaco, but Cachaco, we love him. But Cachaco. Cachaco is Cachaco, that's all I'm gonna say, and we love him. But that's it.
He didn't change at all.
No. But that's fine. I'm not here to force you guys to be here. At least it's your money, you know? I mean, I still get the win, but okay. So yeah, welcome once more to the Meet and Bleed. Actually, Sarah, how do you feel about like this being your first Meet and Bleed?
To be honest, I'm incredibly calm. I think I was going to be nervous, but no, I think I'm calm because this is a thing that I have plenty knowledge of.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing to be worried about. Yeah. And yes, actually, yes, Sarah's. Because of like friendship privilege, he already knows like great deal of the Mercury Labyrinth lore, but he's still here to just... What?
Lucky bastard.
Well, it's just matter of time, you know? But here,
Yeah.
I'm about to explain everything with pictures. Which, by the way, I gotta do like a warning or whatever I need to do before. But I'm not entirely like fond of AI. But as I said before, AI is what was created originally as a tool for artists and for all professional people. But, you know, it's been exploited all along, and that's why it has been, like, hated, like, overly hated. But you know what? I think it's okay to use it, as long as it's, like, okay, you can use it a few times while it's not doing your job. So in this stream, yes, I warn you, there's gonna be a lot of AI content. But because explaining my whole lore, I mean, I didn't have enough time to draw it myself, so... Yeah, credit to corresponding artists that their content was stolen. But hey, it's like basically downloading references just mashed into something in just one picture. So yeah, we can use AI just a little bit, but that's it. So oh yeah, and by the way, Fairy Felice, thank you for helping me with the AI thingy. God, it was frustrating, but thanks to your help, I managed to do it, and eventually the big image creator mistake like solved by itself, and that's how I got to finish it in time. Yeah, it got solved. What changed? I don't know. Maybe it was just a matter of time. Wait for it to cool down. I don't know what's changed, but here we are. So. Does anybody wants to say something before we start, or do you guys want to jump into the actual thing now?
Yeah, let's start with our recap of last week.
I'm pretty good with everything, so let's get on.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's Lost Media now, the last team. We can make a recap.
I hate to admit that there's way more lost media of my channel than I like to admit. It's not the first time. Yes, happened plenty of times, but hey, that what makes it mysterious. Anyway, let's go to gaming. Alright. Yeah, it's gaming because it's the screen I always call, but it's actually not that one. Yeah, you're right. It's this one actually. You know, habits. Oh, where am I? Oh, there I am. Yeah. This one is kind of different, but because we don't need the chat box here. So okay. Just give me one moment before I can share. The thingy or the thingy. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Welcome to the Mercury Labyrinth lore. The recap first. Oh my god!
PowerPoint.
Cachaco con Kai's here. Hi! Hi, Cachaco. You can open your microphone if you want, or you can use the Meet and Bleed chat, whatever you feel comfortable. welcome. I'm glad you arrived just in time. I was just about to start. Yeah, first we're gonna do a recap. Especially because, I don't know if you remember this, but Last Media Bleed is Lost Media, so yeah, we need a recap. So yeah, let's do this. Da-da-dee-da, the Mercury Labyrinth Lord. This is exciting. Did somebody send a message? Because I'm not seeing anything. Wait up.
Yeah. You're to the wrong channel.
Oh.
It's in phase and analysis activities.
No, it's in the Medium Bleed channel, Cachaco. The one with the blood drop. I don't know, Very Feliz, do you think you could send a message, please? Ah, sorry, got confused. Oh, never mind. Hi, Cachaco, that's okay. Yeah, this is the actual shout. And yeah, welcome. Welcome to the Mercury Labyrinth lore recap first. And then we can talk about the actual stuff. So here we go. Episode 1, the very beginning. As I said on the... Oh yeah, by the way, Cachaco, I'm using AI pictures. And I already gave credit to whoever artist made this. Anyway, like the artist behind it. At the very beginning, I said that gods, actual gods, not just one, plenty, who had like animal forms, human forms, they are the responsible of humanity. They created it. So humans are the sons and daughters of these divine creatures. Why God? What? Hey, it was always my plan to show you visual support. Yeah, it actually took me way longer than I would like to admit. But yeah, it's fine. As I said before, AI can be used as a tool, but not as a solution. I mean, that's the way I think about it. So, between all of these gods, we mention the existence of this particular group of gods, 7 of them, which were called the capitals. They were practically like human bodies with animal forms. Lust had the goat head. Gluttony had the pig one. Wrath had the tiger one. Pride had the deer one. Rat had no rat. Envy had the snake one. I'm missing 2. Avaricia. How do you actually say avaricia? I don't remember. I don't know. The other one, it's
Greed.
Greed. You're so right. Thank you. Greed is a rat, and fuck, I forget the name. Pereza. Pereza. When you're lazy. Slut. I think it's actually called slut. Or something. It is the head of a slut.
Yes, it is.
A slut bear, you know. So yeah. And we mentioned that these gods at first, they were actually great gods with good intentions, and they taught the humanity how to actually enjoy their life and think a little bit more about themselves over other people. Like with responsibility, you know? Wrath was like, hey, you gotta fight for yourself if something injustice is happening. Lust was saying like, hey, you should enjoy your sexuality. Pride was like, you really need to celebrate all of your goals. Gluttony was like, please just enjoy the taste of eating. Sloth was like, hey, you work hard already, why don't you take a rest? Envy was like, you should take this feeling to try to be better for other people and for yourself. Like, take this injustice feeling to become better. Greed, oh yeah, greed, I forgot about it again. Greed is more like, hey, you should never be satisfied with what you have, always fight for the best. And I think that's it. Maybe I'm missing one. I don't think I am, but yeah, all of them, all of the capital gods, they had a positive message above all, right? But obviously, humanity said, I like it. I can exploit this knowledge to my own benefit against the integrity of other people. So that's how they started using the capital's knowledge to hurt other people. And the capital gods, instead of stopping their sons and be like, hey, this is not what I meant, they were like, oh, this is actually more powerful. Oh, I actually like this better. So that's how capitals were also getting corrupted. You know? Same human bodies with animal heads. So yeah, they were starting to get corrupted and evil. The capital sins. This is all over the top, I know, but yes, there was a biblical fight. There was a biblical fight because the other gods were like, hey, no, this is not what we intended for our children. And the capital sins were already powerful enough to say, no, fuck you, this is what I say. So there was a fight, a big biblical fight. But the capital sins were never defeated. So, actually, the best they could do is to cast a curse on them. And that it was actually destroying their bodies and meshing them into this black, corrupted blob of goo with their animal heads stick to it and send to the bottom of the earth where nobody could ever find them. That is the recap of first chapter. What do you guys think? Do you have any new questions? What about you, Sarah, for example? You're kind of quote-unquote new to this. But no, because you already knew it. But yes, because it's the first time you see it on stream. So, yeah, questions? Or before we do the...
Yes, come on.
Yeah, I allow you.
Hey, what's on your mind?
Basically, I didn't know the lore of the Labyrinth, but it's the first time that I see it in like a movie way, you know? I never was able to figure it out how the things happened in like the sequence, you know? The like, oh, God created this shit and go ahead. But
Right.
it's interesting because mostly my knowledge of the Labyrinth it starts with the creation of the main antagonist.
Yeah, and we're gonna get to talk about it tonight. And that is new content for you guys, D3s. But yeah, recap is still happening. So chapter 2 is the capital's cult. So after the capital sins were casted away into their curse, humans didn't forget about them. And they created a cult just to worship them with the objective to call them again at some point. But oh, that took them a long time. A very long time. How could you actually overcome the curse of the gods, you know? So they finally did it on Victorian times. Yeah, this is how they normally are. I mean, at least in Victorian times, yeah. They will be wearing their dark outfits with their animal mask. Maybe a little bit too realistic. But yeah, they look like normal gentlemen, if you may. That one is actually pretty good. Yes, I liked it, yeah. There were some pictures that actually got me like, oh shit. Yeah, I made this one like say, hey, you gotta make it like an actual picture, actual Victorian picture, and was like, okay, I can do that. So, yes. But how? How did they do it? How? Like, what changed or what? What was in their hands to change that? Well, let's ask Theodorine and Vesperine a villain. Yeah, this feels like a no context real picture. Yeah, it's actually creepy. So, any other questions about chapter 2? It's actually quite fast. I mean, you already know. Oh no, wait, I forgot to do the recap. Cults. What do the capital cults like to do? It's actually quite horrible. basically the cult were divided like in 7 sections. Everyone like worshipping a specific capital sin, and depending your group to say, you will be practicing illicit actions. And since normally these people are like people in power, people with a lot of money, like nobody's gonna do anything to them. Like, for example, Rat will just be doing hate crimes, just killing, rampaging. Lust is obviously abuse and, trafficking and stuff. Greed is more about stealing. Gluttony is about like having no responsibility on the food quality and make everyone starve. Envy is about destroying the path of other honest people, so you can have your place in there. Sloth is about neglect, not doing what you should be doing. Forgetting someone, I think. Or I don't remember, but you get the idea. That's how they worship their gods. And somehow it was working because they kinda were feeding their powers, even if they were heading all the way down to Earth. So yeah, that was what I'm forgetting, from the recap. I was like, why was this one so fast? But yeah, it was because of that. Questions? It feels good to be talking about this.
I was going to write it, but then it's very interesting for me because it means these kind of things are truly important for the capitals. I was thinking before that just the capitals have an influence on the world, but they don't really take anything in benefit of people practicing their sins. But now that you say this, it makes a lot more sense why the capitals are like gods basically, because everyone commits a sin in some point on some degree. So basically multiply that tiny bit with every single person of the world and they are fucking monsters.
Yeah, it's actually that. Yes, you're totally right. The capital sins gods basically feed on the worship of the humans. That's what makes them practically invincible. Yeah, that's why they couldn't ever defeat them, and they had to put this curse on them. But eventually, that's not gonna stop them forever, But it stopped them for millions of years. So, with you guys, the recap of episode 3, Theodorin and Vesperina Villain. It's actually kind of uncanny. Alright. Now in Victorian times, we had a dairy family back in Cheshire. A family of a father, a mother, and 2 girls. AI decided to put an extra girl, but we can ignore it. The older kid, her name was Theodorin, while the younger kid was named Vesperina. They were a family of 4, and they actually had a kind of stable life in their dairy farm. That was their business, like milk, cheese, and all derived products from it, until there was a peasant posing. Yeah. Until they got sick with typhus. Basically, their living stock got ticks, lices. I think they're called ticks. Yeah, and ticks can be poisonous and shit. So they infested the whole family, and they started slowly dying of typhus because obviously they didn't have the tools to treat it, right? So yeah, they were slowly dying. I actually hate this picture, but it's the best I could get. So eventually the parents died, leaving the girls alone, orphans, in charge of the complete farm. They're supposed to also be like infested with like red dots and malnourished and shit, but it's the best I could get because AI image generator are kind of sensitive. Like, no, I'm not gonna hurt a child. No, they do look sick. Yeah, they kind of did that. And it's kind of important to mention that within all the living stuff they had this black goat. It is important. Eventually, one of the rich people that obviously was part of the cult, he was taking a ride on his luxurious carriage, and he saw the place, he saw the farm, but especially he saw the black goat. He was like, "Oi, that's for me." I don't like this one. No, it has no connotation, no funny connotation. Although, what I hate about this is the fury on the background. AI won't ever stop being AI, to be honest, but okay. So the guy visited the farm and he got to meet the malnourished girls, and he was like, "Ugh, disgusting, poor people, ugh." He's like, "I'm gonna take your black goat." Yeah. But that furry brings joy to the ugly picture. Yeah, I guess you make a point. And the girls are like, "No, but that's..." what was the name of this guy? Black Licorice. I think his name was Black Licorice. Or just Licorice, I think. Yes, I took the name from that to name our mushroom girl in Minecraft, yeah. She was like, "No, that's our goat." And he's like, "Fine, I'll take you girls with me. I'll give you a new home because you're definitely gonna die here." My baby. So the rich guy got into his carriage. He connected a ugly ass cart, and he put the two girls in there with the black goat. But apparently the car was too small for the picture. I don't know. Because yeah, obviously he wasn't gonna put the girls inside the carriage. Like, ew, no. No, they're living stock. So they took them away from their home somewhere. Where did Goat Guardian go? Goat Guardian was just an hallucination from typhus hitting in the mist. No, I'm pretty sure he was just an hallucination of the girls because of the sickness, but okay. So eventually this guy took the two girls into an ugly ass hospice. I am not entirely sure how to pronounce it. You know, one of those ugly buildings where you just leave orphan kids to rot, you know. And well, they were there, and Black Licorice was never to be seen because, well, the rich guy's job was done. He already did a good action for them, and he can take the goat for himself. Yeah. But obviously the girls were too sick to be like mixing with the other kids. So the nurse, which was very drunk, because that is historically correct, nurses were drunk all the time, kind of tried to treat them, but it's like, it's just too much. They're just too sick. So basically they isolated the girls. I actually hate the size escalation of this. Like, they look so fucking huge next to this guy, but okay. So they... What did I say? Oh yeah, they isolated these two girls so they can recover. They had like the doctor of the place check on them until they could be fine. This guy was kind of interested in them. Yeah, kind of like what you're thinking. So eventually the two girls, Vesperina and Theodorine, got better and they could be mixed up with the other kids. Just to find out that conditions weren't that different, to be honest. All kids were left to rot, they were malnourished, and they were forced to do a lot of jobs. A lot of jobs. Yeah, look at them, they're malnourished. So, yeah, this is supposed to be the same doctor that treated them. I know he looks fucking sus. So he says, "Hey, girls, I heard that you're complaining about the hospice." And they're like, "Yeah, this place is horrible. We miss mom and dad." It's like, well, I actually have a better offer for you girls. I mean, yes, you have to work for it, but hey, you'll be in better conditions. I hate this part, but hey, it's historically correct. So, I mean, you're not gonna get a hint from this because, again, AI generator has to be like very friendly. But the girls were taken to a brothel. Yeah, child prostitution. Yeah. So, these two girls were, I mean, the doctor was not wrong. Girls are living in better conditions, but in exchange of all that and all the implications of it. But yeah, it was terrible. It looked like he's telling them that he has some beautiful kitties in his bin. He has a piece of bread, not even kitties, just I have a piece of bread. Are you hungry, girls? So yeah. Oh yeah, they grew up already. So basically what happened here before like this time skip, well, the girls didn't like it, obviously. They were traumatized of the things they had to do. And this ugly ass doctor said, well, you say you were gonna do it. I mean, I can take you back to the hospice, but definitely conditions are way worse than in here. So you decide. And girls were like, oh no, we don't want to go back. This is somehow a tiny bit better. Yeah, price is high, but we'll get used to it. And so they did because they grew up. Tildarine and Vesperina Villain grew up in this environment. Now they're young ladies. Still, like, not in their best conditions, but hey, they can sell their bodies, so yeah. So they're there. Until the oldest sister of Tildarine, well, the inevitable happened. She got pregnant by one of her clients. Like, no mystery of who that was because of all the clients she has, so she had to take care of it on its own. Not in the best condition, but check those abs. I don't know where they came from, to be honest. I was like, yo, I say they were sick. What makes you think that those abs are sick? But yeah. So yeah, she got pregnant. The older sister. Hey, I said sick abs, got you. Yeah, practically. You can have abs without eating properly. I can confirm it. A lot of sexy push-ups, like. Oh my god. Actually, I think canonically, I said before that she went to other two pregnancies, but she aborted them. But she almost died. Trying to do that because, yeah, blood loss and shit. So she said, like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna have this one. Because I'm gonna die next time, so yeah, I'm gonna have this one. And she had a beautiful red-haired baby. Yeah, you can definitely notice. Oh, yeah, genes are not from her. But she definitely birthed that baby. Who's that baby? Dallas Villain. And Laffy that is gonna be for later, but yeah. What do you guys think about chapter 3 recap? Sarah's sick abs, right?
It's a pretty accurate story. Well, the things that happen, the sequences are pretty on point because of the times on the times that was happening there.
Yeah.
But I think the only thing that I got from this entire story, is how fucked up was the origin of someone that important for the development of the story as Dallas, because you will explain it later, but it's a surprising character that makes the story go to the way it should go, you know?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, such an interesting origin for a powerful character, and it's gonna be Dallas in the future. Kachako says, guessing baby also has subs under the blanket. Pretty sure, yeah. I will bet for it. Fairy Police says, Blake, it's better than Dallas. Yeah, we can agree on that. But they all have their demons, and you're about to understand everything. So, Chapter 4 recap. It's Dallas and Laffy Dot Villain. Dallas is a toddler, so cute. Look at her. It's so cute. I want to squish it. It does trigger my mother instincts. I want to squeeze that baby. So, okay. Theodorine, the mother of Dallas, this chubby redhead baby, love her son, obviously. And just like the moment that she birthed him, it's like, oh, you can get back to prostitution, all right. So they kind of had like a dynamic here, like the two sisters, like, I'll be working while you take care of the baby. But yeah, that also pushed the inability of the younger sister, Vesperina, to get also pregnant. And I don't know why the picture made her smoking. I wouldn't approve that, but okay. So yeah, she got pregnant too. Sarah says, what I was trying to say is that surprising how all we're going on the events that end up creating the labyrinth. Oh yes. I love to create stories that push this incredible big butterfly effect. And like we're gonna be like in a few slides in something totally different from this, and you'll be like, oh, how do we get there? Like just we started with a biblical fight, and suddenly we're like, oh, prostitution and stuff. In those times, smoking at young ages and smoking around babies or pregnant was totally right. Yeah, you're right. Even still in the 70s, smoking pregnant was like, oh yeah, normal. So, Dallas grew up a little bit with his cousin, Laffy Dot Villain. Laffy Dot, different from Dallas, he does look like his mother, at least on the hair, so yeah. And Dallas is supposed to be a little bit older than this guy, but AI can't do that yet. But yeah, two little hobo kids, Victorian streets and stuff, trying to survive on their own. I mean, with the help of their mothers, but yeah. So yes, they grew up. They grew up as poor Victorian boys, and they supported their mothers with jobs they could do at their age. For example, like shining shoes or cleaning chimneys, stuff. That was the jobs they could do. And other dangerous ones, but yeah, they got into these ones. But Laffy Dot got sick. Like, the two kids got sick a lot, but this one was worse, and it was more dangerous for Laffy Dot until he died. And oh yeah, about that one. With Laffy Dot's death, his mother, the younger villain sister, Vesperina, as a mother, she couldn't take his death, so she decided to join him too. A little bit time after, leaving Theodorine and Dallas alone. Was it selfish? Yeah, but was it a mother decision? Yeah, so I'll leave that for your interpretation, I guess. But yeah, Theodorine was obviously pretty sad about it. She lost her sister, her only family, and Dallas was starting to accumulate rage and a feel of injustice for the whole world. That the whole world is not gonna give them a fucking chance, you know? And that gave us to episode 5, The Snowball. I just talk about you about Laffy Dot and he's dead. I can't judge the actions of someone with those difficulties in those times. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, Snowball is still a recap, so time skip. Dallas is already a teenager, still living in the streets, because he already found his way on the streets. He has a barrio, you know? And yeah, he grew up like pretty resentful of the world. You know, it's like, just what I said. He feels this injustice feeling of why is the world like this? Why wouldn't let us do something different while others are just like living their best lives, you know? So he started doing bad things. Well, objectively bad things, but well, however you want. I mean, yeah, whatever. He started to steal money. He started to steal from stores, not only money, but bread or anything he could grab, because he already made a group of criminal young boys, because that was actually like in the statistics, like Victorian criminals were actually plenty of young boys, which is sad. So yeah. But obviously that will get them in trouble, having enemies and fighting and stuff. Oh, this is another time skip, yeah. Definitely bad things. Who runs with the loot on his hands? Get a bag, dude. He's poor. He's too poor to grab a bag. Well, I don't know. He could steal it. Yeah, I guess you're right. So eventually, the snowball started to grow bigger, because every bad action will require a bad consequence, and to survive it, it will require a worse action that required a worse consequence, until suddenly Dallas was growing up and having more and more enemies, and even so more and more people on his side and more weapons and tools, until he became kind of a Peaky Blinders group of young people. He's not supposed to look that young, to be honest, but that's fine. So he was already in this position, at least in this photo, he's already in a position where he can already have his play pretend office with money and stuff. He was already a bad dude, smoking stuff. So yeah, this was just starting. He already started a group of criminal boys against rich people. And this was just starting. Bigger, meaner, but still no back for the cat. He likes to brag it, okay. So a little bit older, he got to actually give his mother a decent house. Finally. Yeah, it's not that good, but it's finally what he could get for her. And for this point, his mother, Slytherin, was already aware of the bad things he was involved into, but there was no turning back anymore. She was like, I know that if you step back, you're gonna be double dead, so I guess thank you, son, for your sacrifices. So Dallas kept growing a little bit older, and he kept growing more paranoid. More paranoid because he felt like everyone around him wanted to hurt him. Or not hurt him, but just take everything he has, which is not that much. And in that case, his biggest, like the most precious things for him was his mother. So he feels like that's his biggest weakness, yeah. But hey, his criminal efforts actually put, I forget her name always. He put Slytherin already outside of the prostitution world and put her to work at a fabric, which is still a lot of work, yeah, but hey, at least she's not selling her body anymore. So, he grew up already. I mean, he's not supposed to look that old now. It's like, AI never gets the age right, but okay. He's supposed to look a little bit younger, but he kept growing up. More enemies, more allies, more money. He finally has decent office. And finally got a... Wait, Daddy? That's Daddy Villain for you. And finally got a bag for the cash. Good for him, yeah. Good for him, go for it. Oh yeah, that's a bag, yeah. Yeah, see, he's supposed to look like that. He's supposed to look like that, not like this, yet. So precisely because he was already gaining some reputation in this world, he got to know an actual rich dude, but he's not like the richest, it's like rich enough. And this rich dude is also like an anti-rich person, funny enough. It's like, yeah, I also hate my type. Can I be your counselor now? so they team up. Like, he is actually the I forgot the term. He's the patron of all of his illegal actions. He's the one that does it. So they kind of became like brothers, you know? Brothers against rich people, hooray! And I don't know why they had to make it in steampunk, to be honest. I didn't ask them for this steampunk, but okay. Same character. Yeah. Same character, just different hair color. Well, okay. What I try to explain in this picture is that there was this big thing going on, like a big heist, a big arm fight, and kind of like a small war, like a civil war and stuff, where a lot of rich people fought Dallas illicit group, and they won. Dallas group Dallas group won. So he get to keep all the fortune of the motherfucker he killed for. So it was ironic for him because he's like, oh shit, I am millionaire. I became what I swore to destroy. All I was doing is just like, hey, I was killing rich people and now I am one of them. Yikes. It's like sad and rich. But yeah, time skip anyway. Hey, good time skip. He's like, oh crap, no, I need a bigger bag. He's like, oh no, I'm so rich, and he tears, and he wipes his tears with a bag of bills, but okay. So, big time skip. Dallas is already a great man, a big man, a daddy, and he got his mansion. And we're gonna talk about the mansion in a minute. So, eventually, like him being a grown-up man, he finally got to give his mother a very good home. It's like, it wasn't a mansion, but it's like a luxury home, just for her. And although Theodorin was very grateful about it, she's like, who am I gonna share this home with? Because this home was a goodbye gift, saying, I'm too dangerous now. I want you to be safe, mother, so this is the last time that I'm going to see you. Oh, so obviously it's like, what's the point of having this luxury home if I'm not gonna be with my real treasure, which is you, my son? But hey, the snowball got to this point. He did all of this to defend what he cared the most, which was his mother. And all of these actions ironically pushed him away from her. Huh. Is that even a victory then? It's strange for me to see Dallas depicted this novel and not as much as a taught man. Well, you know, this is the actual face. This is just a mask. This is actually him. He's just a mama's boy. Nice earring, very demure, very futuristic. Oh yeah. And details. But anyway, I'm no mama's boy anymore, because I already have my Victorian mafia, my Victorian moth. This is the guy he teamed up with. I forgot to do his mustache. I forgot to say his name is Mr. Lowell. Lowell, yeah. And these are just his guys. So that's how Dallas started from being a poor little baby boy and became the most feared boss from England's mob. Wow. And my floating cigar. AI is still a baby, isn't it? He's doing tricks with it, doing flips and shit. Yeah, he is. He's like, let me show you a trick I learned on the streets, Mr. Lowell. Very demure, Mr. Dallas. So that was chapter 5. The character development, if we can call it that way, of Dallas villain. Any comments on it? It was a recap yet. Yes, it was still a recap.
Dallas is a pretty interesting character, as I said before, because well, it's not in the main story, but well, explaining the main story, he doesn't have much of a screen time, if we can call it that. But his impact in the entire story about his origins and how he will go from no one in his actions will it's strange for me looking at him as a human, you know, because of what happened before, well, after, sorry.
Yeah, because Very Police just said it before. That you're gonna hate Dallas after this. Maybe you have your, maybe he got your respects in this chapter, but not for long. Anyway, recap of chapter 6, the villain mansion. So basically, now that he had a mansion of his own, he actually got his whole mob living with him. Cause no homo. I was kidding. Because actually Dallas, as I said before, he grew up very paranoid. He feels like he can't trust no one really, so he prefers to have his man close to him, so if they're plotting anything, he will know. Kinda. So yeah, and they had 2 different type of mob guys. One were called the pups, or the cops, I don't remember. I think they were called the cops, basically. Not cops as in police, cops as in baby dog. Which were basically, I mean, Dallas knew how bad men could be in this world. He said, nah, I'm not gonna be hiring woman maids. Nah, I'm gonna have men to also do the cleaning, like butlers and stuff. Just the cleaning stuff. So they're basically the beginners of the mobs. They have to prove themselves if they want to become the dogs, which are the actual armed guys, the one who goes into very dangerous missions and very manly testosterone Victorian shit happening. So that was the structure they had. And although this mansion is not what I have in mind for the villain mansion, I wanted to explain that, to remind you, better said, the mansion was divided in 2. Left side was meant for a guest and family, which family was just Mr. Lowell and their guest. And the right side was only made for the mafia stuff. So they weren't allowed to merge with each other. Like, no, if you're a mafia man, you can't go into the family side. And if you're a family member, you can't cross the mafia side. Because there is a balance here and it must be respected, I guess. And Mr. Lowell got married. I don't have a name for the girl yet, but she's Mrs. Lowell after all, so they got married. So finally, the left side of the mansion has 2 members, Mr. and Mrs. Lowell. So cool thing for these guys. Gwyneth, it's time for talk about Gwyneth. But before that, any questions on the structure of the mansion or something?
Can you explain a little bit how is divided the main parts of the mansion?
Yeah. Yeah, so left side, family and guests. Right side, mafia, although this picture is not showing it, the idea of like the actual middle of this place is still divided by stairs. Like one stairs are meant for like all of the other upper floors from the left side, and the same thing for the right side. So it's just a matter of respecting it. Like there's nothing that that stops you from doing the wrong thing, but you don't want to mess with them. That's what I'm saying. So they're basically like shared homes, you know? A home for the mafia and a home for the family. Is that what you asked for, Ceres?
It's enough. Don't worry.
Oh, okay, I tried. Anyway, we not shock known. Recap. Yeah, it's still recap. Dun dun dun. So, I said in the past meet and bleed, I still have pending how this exactly happened, but Dallas Mafia attacked this place, this countryside town of England, because they had hard feelings about something that I still haven't fully thought about it. But according to Dallas people, he's like, this guy deserved to die. So yeah, a whole massacre happened in there. Yep, with civils and innocent people there. But at least they kind of had a code of not hurting kids nor women. Just take the man down. As if it was gonna do it any better. And so they did their mess and they went back home to their right side of the mansion. And a small group of the Dallas Moss people kidnapped this girl because they found her cute, without Dallas knowing. So she was unconscious. She wasn't like hurt by itself. She was just like tired and unconscious. But yeah, they stole this countryside blondie girl from their home. And I love how AI always makes angry people like to the fucking top, but okay. So Dallas, obviously, fast enough, he found about it and he was pissed because he has a code. No woman, no children, so what the fuck are you doing? She cute, but not all is Mercury cute. Ah, shush. So he got angry at his people, and no, there's no way I can show it in AI, but he killed those motherfuckers. And he got to see like how was Gwyneth doing. Like he wanted to check on her. And yeah, I can't forget how Kachako was like being like, oh, I love their story. I know it's fucked up, but I love their story. Okay, so Dallas got to meet this girl, and she seemed to be a little bit younger than him, but she also has like a very young face. And she was confused. She seemed to be off. Something seemed to be wrong with her. And like basically like a trauma response from what happened in her village, you know? So yeah, Winnet, she knew it, or her name at least, but Winnet, this confused lady, basically had like... Well, I mentioned actually in the past meet and bleed that I was also like trying to decide what was her actual story, like if she actually had like amnesia or kind of like a cognitive problem to make her look younger, or actual Highlander problem. I'm still not sure about it, but there's something wrong with her that basically needed care from someone. Yeah, I'm into tragic love that has no future. That's why all my relationships sucks. No! That's so sad. But whatever happened to Winnet, she couldn't go back. Not only because obviously she was a living witness, but because I think I also mentioned the probability that maybe like she didn't really feel welcome at her home. So it's like, I don't care. I don't know, but she can't go back home. Whatever is the reason, she can't go. She can't go back home. So Dallas was like, fuck, okay. We have a girl now in the mansion. Besides Mr. Lowell's wife. But, oh, that actually gives me an idea. Maybe they should meet, yeah. So, I remember mentioning in Meet and Bleed, the past one, that Mr. Lowell and Mrs. Lowell actually got very fond of Gwyneth, but as her stupid friend. Because Gwyneth was so innocent and naive and clumsy and dumb and confused that it's like, we have a pet. As a pet, yes, I mentioned she was like their pet, basically. I remember that I had a special soundtrack for this encounter. I do remember too. Which one I don't? But it was like pretty fitting for their encounter. Yeah. Yeah, she was a pet. So, with passing time, Gwyneth grew very fond of Dallas as well. Because toxic, like, Dallas didn't give her a single fucking sign of that he loved her too, but okay. No, I mean, he did, but again, as I said, Dallas is so paranoid of the people he cares that he takes this stupid manly decision of, I'm going to pretend I don't care about these people, so my men don't think I care about them, so they don't think they're important to me, so they won't go after them to try to hurt them. But I don't know, woman's intuition. Gwyneth could still feel the love inside of Dallas because, I mean, she was fucking cute and stupid. Why wouldn't you fall for a girl like that? Well, I don't know. I don't know, I'm just saying. So they got married. Whee! Gwyneth and Dallas, who looks fucking old in this picture, but okay. Too much Stockholm running in our veins. Yes, we talk about it in the other Meet and Bleed too. I'm not even trying to. How do you actually say it? Romanticize? I'm really trying to to approve the relationship, but things happen, and it's a drama story. So yeah, the Stockholm syndrome work into marriage. Yay! While in the other side, Mr. and Mrs. Lowell got a baby, a pretty baby girl, which they name Doll. And she looked like a doll for sure. Look at her, she's so cute. And Gwyneth had a baby fever with Doll. She was like, oh, that's so cute. That's a baby. Oh, that's so cute. I want one. So she went to Doll and say, hey, give me a baby. It's just baby. So she went to Doll and say, can you give me a baby, please? It's like, oh my god. And this is gonna sound fucked up, but we also talk about the other Meet and Bleed, how Dallas didn't want the baby, but he basically gave her the baby so she will shut up about it. She didn't want it, but she wanted to, so it's like, okay, take it. There you go. Ah, what a beautiful family. And she got pregnant. Hooray! And that is gonna take us to episode 8. Blake Billin. Any questions about Gwyneth? Yeah, Gwyneth.
Not so much.
Okay, then we can jump into Blake Billin now. A recap, yeah. Oh, I'm so thirsty. Okay, Blake Billin. So Gwyneth had a beautiful baby boy who looked exactly like his mother. Yeah, look at him. That's Blake with gray eyes. When he grew up, he got engaged already with his not blood cousin, but kind of like they grew up like cousins, but they're not cousins because they don't really have like a blood a bloodbound, but he got what did I say? He got engaged with Doll. Yeah, that's Doll. That's Blake. Mr. Lowell approves. Why? Because business. Because marriage only works for business, isn't it? I have cousins like that. Ayo. So yeah, I mean, they love each other. It's like, I mean, we care about each other and that's it. Like, there's nothing deep before that. I mean, they're just kids anyway. But yeah, business is like basically Dallas and Mr. Lowell saying, hey, we really want to make business. We really want to keep business with each other. So now we're bounded by marriage. Momento norteño. So yeah. When it comes to Blake, the father-son relationship, it was not good. Because, again, Dallas was taking the decision of, I don't care about my family because that's the way I protect them. Yay. And obviously, Blake wouldn't understand that, even if he was told to. So he's like, oh no, my father hates me. Bummer. But he had a very good relationship with his mother. She was like so sweet to him, and he was also like very polite to her, and they were besties, you know. That's basically, I mean, they only had each other, you know. So yeah. And then we not say, hey, how about another baby? And that was like, oh my god, this woman. Fine, take it. And yeah. Now she got pregnant again. Round 2, motherfucker. Well, I mean, round 2 of, we don't know how many times they tried to actually get pregnant, you know. So there was no TV back then. Anyway, so she got pregnant of a second baby, and little Blake was so excited for the arrival. He was definitely gonna be a big, good brother. Even so, he looks so cursed there. Yeah, he does. I actually like this one better. That is actually like the most accurate picture I got of the idea that I have of him. So he was like so committed to becoming a good brother that he actually studied a lot about pregnancy and babies in the library because he really wanted to help his mama. But that's when we get the masquerade invitation, which it's still not new. Any comments on baby Blake, baby boy, Blake best boy? No? Okay, we can continue then with episode 9, the masquerade invitation. So Winnet was already like mixing with people. She already went to social parties to make friends and stuff, even when she was pregnant. So she got a mysterious invitation to a masquerade party. She was like, "Oh, I want that, yeah." But when she told Alice about it, he was not okay with it because he found the invitation to be fucking sus. And Winnet took that personally because, unfortunately, they already had a controlling history. Dallas was like so worried about Winnet that he wouldn't let her do much. It's like, you can go to this party, you can go to this other place. And, well, Winnet grew tired of that. And she was like, well, fuck it, I'm still going. But yeah, she was still so like, oh, why will my husband not let me go to that masquerade? I want to go to that one. And Blake was like, it's okay, mama, I can help you go. Secretly, nobody will ever notice. Being a mafia spouse? Shocking. Yeah, shocking, isn't it? But, you know, she was still kind of confused or not mature enough, that's what I'm saying. And baby boy will just do the best for his mama according to him, so he found a way to let her go. So hooray! She went to the masquerade in the middle of the night. It's funny how her stupidity never left. Yeah, she did. She was already like, her mental age now is like a pubert. Like you don't tell me what to do and I'm still gonna do it, and yeah, she's gonna meet the consequences of that. I actually like this picture. So she went to the dark masquerade party where she was invited to. Just to find her. That's word for that. That's and she actually found out that everyone was wearing dark clothes and animal mask. And despite this picture, I mean, ignore that picture. She was the only one with a white bunny mask and with a white dress. And pregnant. At first everything was okay. It was like, ooh, this is kind of mysterious. This is kind of dark. Even a bit kind of flirty, not gonna lie. I like it. But then, when Ed started saying awful things, she started seeing... I mean, she was already inside the cult of the capitals. She was screaming, I'm a sacrifice for the gods without faith. Yeah, she was. She obviously assisted to a ceremony of the capital's cult. So she was a witness of the awful things they did to practice. So she got to see actually how people were being abused in front of her, killed, stolen, slaved, left to starve, left to die, just like torturing people in need, you know? She was like, what the fuck? Okay, that's okay, no, I shall be out of here, isn't it? But it was a time, finally, the moment they were all waiting for generations. It was time to call the capitals again after all these millions of years later. And they were gonna give them a body. And that was Gwynette's bodies. And they took her because she was pregnant. So, if possession fell with her, they could still try with the baby. So, yeah, she was sacrificed for that. So that's how they actually called the capital monster, the big black blob with multiple heads. I mean, they're supposed to be animal heads, but okay. And so they started like getting inside of her, literally, yeah, literally, contaminating her with this black goo. So she wasn't hurt, she wasn't killed, she wasn't abused, but she was sacrificed to the gods. Cool. So she was driven back home as if nothing happened, but something was already odd in her. She looked unpresent. She looked like she wasn't there anymore. And Blake obviously will notice. And she wouldn't say a word from what she saw in that party. So I actually like this change of cartoon style in here, but Blake actually got to communicate with his father and confess, like, Dad, I let mommy go to that party, you didn't let her, and now she's fucking weird. So yeah, she was growing sick, but she was still pregnant. They called a doctor, but everything seemed to be fine. The doctor actually was like unworried and said, she's just tired, just let her rest because she's about to give birth, like very soon. So that gave us to nothing. Yeah, we're about to finish the recap. Yeah. Any comments, questions about the masquerade party?
I didn't know it was Blake's fault.
I mean, it's nobody's fault. Gwyneth was immature and Blake was just a kid, okay? They didn't know better, to be honest. Oh yeah. Nothing. Chapter 10 recap. So, yeah. Grenade gave birth and died. So yeah, Bimbo girl is dead now. And when Blake found out, he was devastated because not only the mother was announced dead, also the baby sister. So obviously he wanted to, I mean, he did a tantrum for his age, grieving about his mother and his to be known sister. Mr. Lowell and Mrs. Lowell tried to calm him down, but he was like too angry about it. And actually the doctor that got to treat Winade to help with the birth basically brought the newborn baby girl inside this white thingy. He's not supposed to carry it like this, but okay. So yeah, there's a dead baby girl here. So Blake didn't even get to see her at least, so he's running after the doctor to get to know it. To get to know her. To get to know her. But just when he got out of the mansion, he got to see something hideous and horrendous. Something so hideous that AI wouldn't do it for me. Thank you. He actually got to see a body horror nightmare. He got to see a sick newborn, like, floating in the air, and outside of the body was coming this black blob goo monster with multiple animals' head, eating alive the dead doctor. No, then it's not eating alive. You get eating dead, the dead doctor. So such a shocking image for a little boy. I mean, for anyone, I guess. So he pissed out. What? No cosmic horror? Yeah, no, not at all. And I was saying like, no, that's not appropriate. Like, come on. So imagine that. So after he woke up, he was on his bedroom and he was like tired and weak. And funny enough, it was like the closest moment he got to have with his father. AI is shit disposing. Yeah, la neta. So this was actually like the closest encounter he had with his own father, because, dude, Dallas lost his wife, his daughter, and he was about to lose his son. He was about to lose his fucking family in one day. So obviously he was gonna be like a little bit more vulnerable and like, are you okay, son? You're my son, right? I guess horror artists have their job secured. Yay! Horror artists and gore artists, because, oh god, I literally have to tell AI like, oh, put some red sugar jelly splitting over there. And even so, they still get it. Anyway. So this is where they actually had a very important conversation. First of all, Dallas gave Blake good news. He told them that for some reason, the baby girl was finally okay. She was alive. And they thought about it as a miracle because she was really dead, but they don't know how she came back to life. She was just laying on the entrance floor of the mansion with Blake passed out next to her. And the doctor was nowhere to be seen for some reason. Like, they don't know what happened. So Blake was like, cool that we have a sister, that I have a sister now, but I saw something, but I don't think you're gonna believe me. But he did explain the cosmic horror monster that he got to see eating the doctor coming from his sister. And he did believe it. It was still hard. It was like, why? I mean, not that he didn't believe it, more like it's hard to believe. more in that way. But it's like, okay, I understand what you're saying because I've been fighting rich people for a long time. I know about this cult. I didn't want your mother to go to that fucking party because of that, but that's fine. But hey, you have a sister now. Cool. And that's exactly where we left the meet and bleed. Finally, we're gonna have new content. Yay! Wee. So, any comments before we actually start on the thingies?
For the moment, no, but I'm excited to see what happens next.
All right, so we're gonna have a time skip. It was a nice recap. Thank you. Time skip. Blake is now a cute teenager. So, oh shit, I lost this. Wait a minute. So yeah, one morning he just wakes up, he does his hair, and he goes to the room next to him. And he wakes up this beautiful, blonde little girl, his sister, Joy Kellen Bellin. I didn't get to do like a proper image of her, but Joy is not supposed to be like super pretty, like super, oh, she's a princess. She's more supposed to be like a blonde little girl with a mischievous look. Like she's always into trouble, but like funny trouble, like hi brother, that type of girl. But this is the most mischievous look AI could do for me. So imagine her like frowning a little bit more, like I ate your cookies, that type of girl. But she was still lovely, So yeah, what happened? Like no butlers? It's actually the brother like taking care of her? Okay. And he actually does everything for her. He's like a personal butler, but why? It sounds like a paranoid school coming from the father, yeah, of course. But she is like, she's used to it. She just let his big brother take care of her. And so their day starts. But, everything looks so weird. First of all, the mansion doesn't even have plenty of windows. The mansion is actually quite dark by itself. Happy Trouble's like, hi brother, wanna come with me to turn the heads of the chickens? They make such a funny sound. Later. For now, it's more like, hi brother, you wanna go chase the chickens? Because they run funny. But later it's gonna be more like that. So yes, the mansion looks very dark. No plenty of windows. And the place is always guarded with mobs men. Although Blake is already used to it, Joy takes this in a very unconventional way. Yeah. She lives so happily. She's living her best life, and she's always saying hi to the strangers that will never say hi back. But she is happy about it. Until this moment. So, since Blake, practically saying that they wouldn't trust a mob men to be their butlers. Blake prefers to do the job all by himself because Dallas wouldn't take care of his daughter. Nor Mr. Lowell or Mrs. Lowell, because that's not their responsibility, so might as well be Blake, isn't it? He can do his best, probably. So he's just the butler and the father and the brother and the only friend she knows kind of stuff. So in this place, like, they're having breakfast and he is reading the itinerary, like at 8 a.m. you're gonna have a piano class, and at 9 a.m. you're gonna have math class with Mrs. Grumpy, and she's like, oh great. So yeah, she is basically like homeschooled, like plenty of aristocrat Victorian people, and she was always getting in trouble when she was in her classes, because every time, like, whatever task they will ask her to do, she will always find a way to do it funny, to do it extravagant, and like not polite enough. Like, different. It has to be like out of the box and no gray color. It has to be colorful because she is Joy after all, you know? She is the joy of the mansion after all. But obviously, her grumpy old teachers wouldn't like that. And it's not only for piano, it's also for knitting, languages, painting, like etiquette, you know, like when they have to walk with the pile of books on their head and stuff. So she's kind of like Anastasia. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, because she's always like purposely trying to do things differently because she finds her like to be so fucking boring. She might as well change it. But obviously, that gets her in a lot of trouble. Teachers always telling her like, this is not the way a young lady must behave. You must be prepared to be a good wife in the future. And Blake is conflicted because he understands that's like the best thing for his sister, at least in this world, but he doesn't agree to all this either. So it's like, I don't know what to say. I just don't like when you scream at my sister. But hey, at least at nighttime where they have spare time to play, Blake will always encourage her to be herself and to be as however extravagant she needed to be and play with her and just like encourage her to creativity and imagination and stuff. And so on one night when they were playing in the living room, Joy started to think about life, you know, and saying stuff like bloody hell. Bloody hell, life is so boring. They fill you with all these boring rules. They decide what you want to be in the future, and everyone is like pulling your strings. They won't let you be yourself. And Blake's like, yeah, I guess. And she's like, no, but world shouldn't be this way. It should be different. We should live in a world where you can unleash yourself and nobody's gonna tell you anything about it. And Blake's just like a indulgent big brother. He's like, oh, that's a great idea, Joy. Maybe you should write about that. She's like, yeah, you're so right. I'm going to design a world of my own. So yeah, pretty girl is on her Victorian garden writing about a world she imagines. What will be a perfect world according to Joy Kellen Billen? And then she started to say, she started making those questions about life. Brother, have you ever felt the slow decaying of our carnal remains while our spirit fades away into oblivion? She's like, damn, mamacita, okay. Damn. Yeah. So she started thinking about the perfect world. And she started to say, well, boys and girls can wear whatever they want. In my world, boys are wearing the most beautiful dresses while girls are wearing the most elegant suits. Animals could talk. Toys can come to life. Like you can play whatever you want and everyone is gonna be okay with it. Fairy tales are gonna be real. Anyone can study whatever they want. Anyone can make their parties as whatever they want. And everyone is happy about it. But it just stayed like a childish daydreaming, isn't it? Silly little girl just daydreaming. The ballroom incident. So any questions so far about this new chapter 11? Joy Kellen Billen.
Or not now.
Alright. Anyone else? Take some water. Alright, let's continue then. Chapter 12 is called The Ballroom Incident. And let me warn you about this, guys. Like, starting from this chapter, I started to basically crash the AI generator. So you're gonna see like tons of style changes because I was like using all my free prompts from various other places until, yeah, it's fun. Anyway. So, Blake and Joy eventually had to go to parties, especially because they were invited by the Lowell family. And Joy knew what she had to do, and she always was like pleasing the adults, like, oh, she's such a polite girl, but she's like clever enough to know that she's like they're so stupid. And she was also like very charismatic with the other children. She will always make them laugh. She was like always like the party animal, you know. And so she had a funny idea. She said, hey, I see that we have a dessert table, but only grown-ups can take it. What if we kids can take it? So kids are like, what? What do you mean? How we can do that? And she's like, I have a plan. I'm gonna use my polite enchantments to talk to the grown-ups while you take all of the cookies. You take some for me, okay? So, although the picture is not like very clever and stuff, yeah, like Joy is just like pleasing all the adults where, oh, like she's such an enchanting girl, we cannot stop looking and talking at her, while the other kids are just like, hey, we taking cookies, hee. And so the night arrived. Damn, she do be a villain just like your father. Let's take the stuff from rich people because we kids are poor now. So night came, and it was like the most romantic awaited moment, which was the ballroom, you know, the waltz, the dancing. And Joy will be just watching everyone, the grown-ups dancing and wishing like, I can't wait for my moment to come. And even so, it could be that night because there were plenty of other boys that were definitely gonna invite her, right? Because she was such a funny girl, you know? Oh, the style of this is so, like, I hate it so much. What is wrong in her face? But yeah, nobody invited her. Actually, like, kids were, but the boys, that's so 2000s anime. Yeah, I know. The boys were arrogant enough to say like, yeah, kid, you're very funny, but I will never date a girl like you. Come on. And so she's like, oh, okay, fuck you. Fuck my drug then. So nobody invited Joy to dance. Huh. And, oh, I didn't have a picture of it, but Blake was already like too busy dancing with his fiancée, Doll Lowell. So there were only oh my god, I hate this picture so much. So there were only 2 girls remaining on the ballroom without dancing partners, which was Joy and another girl. So they were complaining about like, hey, this is so unfair. We deserve to be invited. She was watching all of them while thinking, I wish someone invite me to dance so I can leave permanent emotional scars with my sarcasm and cynical comments. She's such a sweet girl, isn't it? But yeah, they were complaining about like, this is so stupid. Now we can't dance even though we want to because a boy didn't invite us. Like, okay, cool. Until Joy actually had the risky idea of, well, fuck it. Will you dance with me, stranger girl? And she's like, what? Are you sure? Yeah, we deserve a dance. So they were dancing. And they started to enjoy it like nothing deep going on. It was just like, hey, we enjoyed it because we're breaking rules. But oh my god, the scandal is like, oh my god, what do you mean you're dancing with someone of your own gender? Like, what the fuck? So, you know, one of those cringy moments where the protagonist is on the spotlight of shame and everyone is in disapproval and be like, ugh, like this girl is not what she pretends to be. And other kids will be like, she encouraged me to steal cookies. Like, oh, so you are a very unpolite girl, isn't it? That's when Joy discovered she was bi. She's actually pansexual, but okay. But yeah, like the mother of the brunette girl, like she stole her away from Joy. Like, oh, like ew, she's gonna infect you from lesbian. She was wild. She was free, and didn't care enough about what other people think. Yet. Leave Pen out of this. I eat Pen every night. She loves Pen too much. So yeah, she was always in the spotlight as she was like a very hideous monster, a very hideous criminal. Like, oh no, she encouraged kids to steal cookies and pastries. She encouraged a girl to dance with her. She fooled the adults so everyone can steal the pastries. No, she's evil. Yeah, what a true sentence. Yeah. So Blake had to take a break. He went to take some air at the balcony, and Joy just watching him like, what's this scandalous? I don't get it. And it's not that Blake is like homophobic as it is, but it's like, and he had to explain it, like, Joy, you have to understand. Every time Uncle Lowell's and Auntie Lowell is always threatening me to take you away. They want to put you into a boarding school because, well, let's be real, no one is actually raising you. I try, but I'm still a kid too, and I can't do it all alone. So if you actually play by the rules, Joy, they wouldn't take you away from me. And, well, Joy was conflicted about it. She convinced her brother to sign a loan for £5 million just to Vernon to make a social statement. Such a joker in... Yeah. So Joy was conflicted about it, and she's like, oh, I really hate this world. I can't even have a little bit of fun without being treated that they're gonna take you away from me. This is so unfair. And playing like way less patient. It was like, yes, I can agree on that, Joy, but this is not the reality we're living here. And you gotta play by the stupid rules we're living in. So you gotta stick to them if you want this to work. So yeah. It's actually funny how... I mean, I didn't want Joy to be standing literally on the fence, but... That's actually like very accurate, to be honest. But yeah. That is actually like the daily stress of Blake, because he doesn't want them to take Joy away, especially because only he and Lowell family know about her reality, that she is carrying a curse. So if they take her away, well, everyone's gonna find out, and that's gonna be a disaster, isn't it? Huh. Then a sudden change of style. Joy gets a word with her dad. Because what is the daughter-father relationship here? Practically almost the same one as Blake. But in the case of Joy, she's like, I'm used to not talk to my father. I know that he's not an accessible person. But obviously, there's always going to be that little thorn inside her saying, I wish he'll spend more time with him. But anyway, at least it's not important in this moment. Wasn't only Blake the one who saw the monster? Yeah, he was the only one that saw it, but Dallas had to share that information with Lowell, Mr. Lowell, because Mr. Lowell is also aware of the cult, so it was safe to share that. I just remember the window hug. Yeah. We're gonna discuss that actually in a minute. At least in this moment, it's not really important. Like she's gonna have a word with her dad. It's supposed to be like a scolding time, like, oh, what you did at the party was not okay. But there was something a little bit softer this time. He was more like, you know, your mother was exactly the same way, but you're like more intense, to be honest. And, well, Joy doesn't know anything about her mother, so everything that is said to her about her is like, whoa, a mystic person, you know? So, actually, the idea of being told that she looks a lot like her mother is kind of, good, but, like, not good. It's good for her, but not for the rest of the world. Because that's just, like, unconsciously encouraging her to still be a menace. So yeah, he says the same as Blake, like, please try to be more, try to include yourself a little bit more, because this family is fragile and you are the joy of this mansion, so yeah. Just like, oh, alright. But even so, like, you think this is scandalous? Well, actually, Little Joy has a greater list of... I changed the name, it's true. Well, it's just that 13 chapter was named before red flags. Damn it! But yeah, she has a bigger list of red flags. We're going to discuss it in a minute. So, any questions so far? Joy, baby Joy is a menace.
Baby Joy in that picture looked so cute compared to what I understand for Joy in my mind.
Yeah, as I said, I really picture Joy, yes, as a cute, blonde Victorian girl, yes. But she must always have like this mischievous smile on her face, like...
yeah.
But there's no picture actually
like
that
the baby.
resembles that. Like, this is the closest and still not close enough.
Don't you have the baby smile of your cream?
I think I do. Wait up, give me a minute. Show elements of gain? Oh no, it's not that one. It's actually this one. Oh no, it's not that one. Okay, wait up, give me a minute. Buttons are not working anymore. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I have actually the picture here, like, close to me. Baby Joe Green. Here she is. I'm actually gonna send it on... on... No, never mind. Why is not showing this fucking screen? Okay, wait a minute. Oh, it's not showing. Never mind, wait up. Copy, yeah, please copy, and then... Yeah. There she... Nah, that face. She always has a mischievous smile.
Yeah, no, imagine it with yellow hair, blonde hair, and just a pair of years older.
Yeah, and that's Joy all the time. But no, they will show her as a very cute girl. It's like, no, she's not. But okay, that's fine. Ooh. Chapter 13. Knitting. Behold, demon, the power of God compels you. Alright, knitting. So, I don't know why they gave the teacher a witch hat. I don't know. But, so Joy has been continuing with her home classes, with her homeschool, and part of her classes is knitting. So she eventually knits a pretty nice scarf. And she's like, you know who's gonna look so amazing in this one? My dad. Yeah. God can suck my candy so hard. So she does try to break the rules of, again, of getting inside the right side of the mansion, you know, the mafia side of the family, the mansion, I mean. And the guys are like, I'm sorry, kid, but I don't care if you're the daughter. You can't go in there. She's like, but I want to see my dad. He's like, he's busy. Now scram, kid. So, so she's like, okay, I really gotta spend time with my dad. I really gotta give him this scarf. I know he's gonna love it. Pull me my And there is a situation with Joy here. I mean, we know that, but what's going on? Joy has been growing up in a dangerous environment because everything around her is surrounded by violence and mobs and stuff like that. But Blake, in an actual good attempt of preserving her innocence, she told her like, hey, everything's fine, like this is normal. And Joy took that very literally. So actually her sense of danger is so low. She barely feels danger and is like, nah, I can do whatever I want. So one windy night, she escapes from her bedroom in her nightgown. And she's like, okay, if I can access my father's bedroom from the door, I'm gonna access from the outside window. I mean, yeah, obviously all windows are outside, but you get me. So she, as if nothing was going on. I mean, it's supposed to be windy, but yeah, imagine it. So just like nothing, she starts climbing on the fence of the balconies of their rooms. It's just a matter of her to reach the balcony of her father's room so she can be there. Just because she wants to see her father. And to give her that fucking scarf. Pictures are just going to hell in this one, but okay. So she finally reaches the window. I mean, but she's not supposed to be like that. She's actually supposed to be hanging. Like basically her half body is supposed to be on the air while she's holding onto the window and be like, well, let's see how I get to climb the rest of my body. But she wasn't scared. She was like, okay, how to solve this? While the rest of the Victorian mobs were like, oh my fucking god, Joy, what the fuck, get out of there, what are you doing upstairs? And they were all running towards her, ready to catch her if she fell. But yeah, with all this candles and everything, she got what she wanted. The attention of her fucking father. His dad woke up and he was like, oh my god. And he took her with him. And she was safe from dying from a height. And I hate the way that this next picture was, but okay. So Dallas took finally Joy with her, and she didn't waste another fucking time, and she hugged him. She hugged him so tightly because she was needy of his love and attention. And he was like, I don't know how to react to this. Like, you were fucking about to die. I can't believe that you had to do all of this just to get my attention. I feel like shit. I am. I mean, you are, yeah. So yeah, she did all this just to get this little moment with him. And she gave him this scarf. But I mean, results were very disappointing because he still had to pretend he didn't care. So, I mean, he just tossed the scarf away and sent her to her room angrily, like, I don't care, go to your room, kid. And, well, that actually hurt her. So, I hate this MSC because they were like, it's a very dramatic moment, but okay. But yeah, Joy actually cries and runs to her bedroom. Well, and the moment that she leaves, actually Dallas is regretting all this. Like, he doesn't want this. He will do everything to be a normal father, and not having to let Joy do all of this just to get his hug from him. But he does he does keep the scarf. He does enjoy it. He loved it. But paranoid mind of the father said, no, if I say I love it, they're gonna kill her, so no. so fucked up, isn't it? What do you guys think?
It's super sad for Joy because, well, when she was when she was in her house, she was only caring about he was holding her. So I think it's strange for me to understand, not for understand, to comprehend the sadness on her, even though she's pretty much immune to the sadness at this point, you know?
She's not immune to sadness. She's immune to danger.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, because I mean, at least in this part, she's like, yeah, I can cry. I'm a kid, but being scared, psh, is that even a thing? Is there only one thing she fears in this life stage? Is the idea of being taken away from Blake. That's the only thing she fears. Besides that, nah. A bullet just shot near me. Oh, cool. You know. So, chapter 14. That's games. That's game. Yeah. So, as I said, Joy was pretty used to the moth environment in her home, especially when she liked to cross the other side she wasn't supposed to. But yeah, she was always used to seeing a stranger man living in their home, holding weapons, guns, and having all these dangerous looks like, don't touch me or I'm gonna sell your organs. And she's like, oh, they're dad's friends. And okay, in this picture, she's not supposed to look scared. She's actually supposed to be like smiling, but yeah, AI. Precisely, the mansion has some secret passages, especially for the family. In this case, Blake and Joy have a secret passage for every time that enemies break in the mansion, which happens a lot. So what they do is like they run away in the secret hallways and they access to a panic room practically. And I mean, for Blake, he reacts as he should be, scared, worried, alarmed, hearing all the gunshots and the angry men screaming in the other rooms. Well, Joey is like, having a party. Because yeah, although he never intentioned this, Blake did most of the work of this reality perception in Joy. He was always like, yeah, there's nothing to worry about, and she's like, oh yeah, you're right. But she took it too literally. This picture is also wrong. Joy is not supposed to be in the counter. She is the one supposed to be saving the plushie in the counter. But okay, it's the best I could get. So in this panic room, it was actually like pretty. It had like a friendly environment for them, so she could keep playing while everyone was dying in the other room and stuff. And Blake trying to protect her from feeling scared, maybe a little too much. Kachako says, sorry to interrupt, Alice, but I gotta go. As always, it's tomorrow here, and I have work tomorrow, but the lore is really interesting. That's fine, Kachako. Thank you for being here, and hopefully you can watch the rest of this lore video when I post it on YouTube. Thank you for being here, and good luck tomorrow. Don't worry, it's being recorded. Yeah, exactly, so no worries. So, what was the intention of this picture? I mean, it was totally ruined. I'll do that. Thanks a lot. No worries, Kachako. Bye-bye. So, the idea of this picture was actually, like, Joy casually, like, guarding this teddy bear inside this furniture. Why? Because she started to imitate some actions that she started to see in the mansion. And she started to share all about it to Blake, as if like, oh, the other day I saw a bunny like with that normality, you know. So she starts saying, well, you see, the other day I kinda sneak in the underground floor of the mansion. You know, the one that looks like a dungeon? Yeah, I got in there. Like, I was so sneaky peeky, nobody ever noticed me. So I got into the secret room. And you know what I get to saw, brother? I actually got to see one of Dad's enemies. I don't know how I don't think she will call it that. I think she will call it more like competition or something. I got to see Dad's competition tied to a chair. Well, Dad's friends were forcing him to reveal information, but he wasn't talking. But don't worry, nobody saw me because I'm pretty good at hiding, remember? So I was hiding under a table with plenty of forks and stuff. Also, the floor was pretty wet with blood. It was very shiny, to be honest, brother. It is bright. And I was looking what they were doing. So, I mean, obviously I can do the picture, but the guy got tortured to speak to free information, but he was still alive. So eventually, the mob's guys left the place and left the enemy alone. So it was Joy's moment to make a friend. She was like, hi. She's supposed to be smiling, but okay. She's like, hi, I am Joy. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing here, girl? At least this one had red jelly. Yeah, one of those exceptions. She's like, what the fuck are you doing here? He's like, I live here. You do? Yeah, this is my place. And those are my dad's friends. So she has a conversation with this guy. I mean, it doesn't really matter like if he's bad or not, but he actually listens to the kid. And he's like intrigued, but at the same time feeling all this pity for Joy because she's so confused. She is so naive. And everything she told about her plays, it was always like in a positive manner and so like, oh, my dad does this and they play this and then they tickle this and that, and it's a horrifying yet beautiful thing to witness, at least with this guy. And actually Joy was also taking like, yes, because I'm the joy of the mansion, so I like to make people happy. So the guy was like, you mean it? Yeah. Alright, you think you could do a favor for me? She's like, yeah, what can I do for you? He's like, go to the lab of your dad. I know that it's just next to that door. Just pick whatever potion you find in there. He had to call it potion instead of poison. And just give it to me, please. Alright, cool. He can be playing mages and wizards. Okay, cool. So she gets into the place, basically like a drug laboratory, but okay. And she finds this poison jar. She's like, oh, I think this one's gonna be from his taste. And she actually helped the guy drink it. It's like, okay, hopefully you enjoyed it. And the guy is like, yeah, thank you, kid. And before he actually dies, which in the eyes of Joy is more like, oh, he fell asleep. He's like, I feel very, very sorry about you, kid. And Joy was like, why? But that's it. Like, she will just like brush it away and be like, I don't know, grown-up stuff that I don't understand. And so after a while, the mob people came back just to find that his kidnapped guy is dead already by unknown reasons. I mean, he's actually supposed to still be tied up, but okay. So the guys were maddening, crazy, like, what the fuck happened? Did you kill him? Were you too rough to him? No, I didn't do it. No, I swear. No. Well, whatever, he's dead, so we gotta get rid of the body. And Joy was seeing everything. Ugly ass picture, but okay. Joy was supposed to be hidden again, like under a torture tools table. Well, she just saw how this mob people took the body, wrapped it in a white sheet, and took him to a crematory room. So this is where she learned that you actually keep your friends inside boxes. Just like that little plushie she was playing with in the panic room. And obviously, Blake was terrified to the idea that Joy had to witness all that. Like he's been trying all along to protect her from this environment, and she suddenly just finds a way to sneak in all of that and not be caught about it. And just be talking to it like, oh yeah, I just saw that. He. I know that I shouldn't have been there. I know that, but I got to see all that. So he's like, oh my god. Okay. So that is episode 14. I forgot the name again. That's Games. Yeah, that's Game. Comments?
I remember when I was, understanding this part of the story, and I remember blaming on Blake for everything she did learn when she grew up. But now that I think about it, as you said, that time is difficult to make things different,
Yeah.
So it's a pretty messed up thing.
Yeah, I know that there may be people blaming Blake for Joy's corruption, which, I mean, yeah, he's responsible of it, but everyone had something to do with it, She just didn't grow up in the best environment. Plus, the curse she has is like, yeah, it's like a cocktail of a psychopath. Fairy Felice says, red flag, red flag. Yeah. Poor little Joy is such an angel, isn't she? Anyway, chapter 15 is called Her Condition. So, Joy has a curse. We know that because, well, as we said, the Capitol's cult wanted to give the Capitals a new body. So they took Wynette for that, because if they failed to possess Wynette, they could try with the baby. And that's what happened. They actually took the body of Joy, but possession was not fully completed. It's like slipping. So they started to notice, like Lowell family and Blake started to notice that the demons, the gods, or whatever you wanted to call them, will try to possess Joy every 80 days. So it was a routine for them. They will try to make it like a normal routine, but they will always be worrying. In the case of Joy, she was explained that she had a condition, a medical condition. Not that she had a curse. No. No, we told her that no, she has a condition that makes her fragile every 80 days. So she's like, oh, I have that then. But yeah, since they wanted to keep the secret, because Lowell family agreed that if people outside of this knew about this, yeah, everyone will be trying to erase Joy. So they had to do their home exorcisms. But it was like a whole discussion between Blake and now change of race Mr. Lowell. They were always like confronting each other, because Dr. Lowell was like more doctor. What do you say, doctor? Mr. Lowell was always like more leaned into actually making it public to ask for real help. But Blake was like, no, don't do it, because they're gonna take you away. No. I can't lose another person, so no. I have loose issues, so no. And the wife's like, I'm worried about this. But yeah, every 80 days, our little baby Joy girl will get possessed by demons, and they will have to do a home exorcism to help her come back. And it worked, fortunately. And for her, like, she didn't even have a memory of what happened to her every day 80, so she's like, oh, I passed out again, isn't it? This condition of mine. But her condition is actually growing stronger, not only in day 80s, but in her daily days. Because one time she went to the back garden of the mansion, so beautiful, it looks like a park, and she found a bunny. Why? Because actually the garden is connected to the woods, so it's actually kind of easy to have visitors, wild visitors. And she found this bunny and says, that's so cute, I'm gonna give you a hug because you're my friend. But, oh, I think little Joy is already too strong for this. I think little Joy is already disconnected completely from reality. She squeezed this bunny so hard because she just found her so adorable. She squeezed its inners. And she's like, why are you not moving? What's happening? Oh, you're sleeping like those people from the underground floor. Oh no. So yeah, there were just so many red flags now. And Joy couldn't be protected anymore from Blake. So Dallas, angry at them, said, you know what? I'm sorry, but Joy has to go to a boarding school. We're gonna take her away from you. So yippee-ki-hey. Boarding school. Comments?
Best lesbian experience from.
Yeah. No, I mean, not really. Not really, but yeah, it's a fun comment.
I'm just kidding.
It's a fun comment anyway. Were there boarding schools at that time? According to my resources, they were. Yeah. Boys and girls like separated. Different schools and stuff. Yeah, they were. Yes. So Joy was taken to a boarding school, but it wasn't a regular one. It was a luxury one. So it was more like a church. It was a boarding school directed by nuns and religion. Cool. So she's like, okay, I'm alone now. Oh no, but that's fine because this place is full of girls like me. So we are all friends now. Yippee-ki-hey. Now Joy made some friends. So actually being away from home wasn't that hard as she thought. She actually found a place with these girls. And yeah, she was learning stuff. But she will still get in trouble. I mean, this picture looks very gentle, I know, but this is actually supposed to be an old nun punishing Joy for whatever she did. With the old school punishment of carrying piles of books. Well, all the girls were like, hee, stupid Joy always getting in trouble. And eventually, with her friends, she went into a library because of her condition. Like, she was already connecting some dots and saying like, is that really a condition? And also because of the stuff that she heard from the nuns, like, oh, she's the cursed girl, you know. She's like, do I actually have something wrong with me? So she started studying until she finally got to read books about the cult. Writings about the Capitol's cult and everything connected, because everything was describing perfectly her so-called condition. And now all the girls knew, her friends. So, she was becoming more aware. Really going to school helps you understand more, huh? Open your mind. But yeah, this is a moment where Joy finally understood that she had a curse. But hey, let's go to the circus. So comments, questions?
No, not at all. But it's funny how Joy started to understand herself in the wrong place.
Yeah, on a fucking church. No, it will actually make sense. Like you actually give her a place of learning stuff where nobody's keeping information from her anymore. So she was obviously gonna find out.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you decided to make this place, o sea, this part of the story? Like, is there a reason for Joy to join this kind of school?
Yeah, practically just logical events. One, eventually, with all the mischievous actions and actually dangerous actions as Joy was starting to do, there was a point where grown-ups were not gonna take that anymore, and they were like, we need her in a safer place. And second, she needed an external place to understand the curse. Nobody else was gonna tell her in the mansion.
Okay.
So yeah, circus time. So, boarding schools sometimes have ride days where they can go visit the park or amusement parks or whatever places you can do in Victorian times. And one of those days was, hey girls, let's go to the circus. Everyone's like, yay! And so Joy and her friends were so happy to be at a circus. Actually, Joy felt like home. She felt in home because vibrant colors, a place exactly where you are cherished for being different, where you are accepted for being out of the book, for exactly what she's looking for. She's like, oh, there is a place where they actually accept you for it, and that is the circus. Interesting. And you can see all these bright colors, no boring grays, no boring pastels. No, everything is in the circus. It's all I needed. So she eventually got to know the ringmaster. I still don't have a name for her, but she was and is her greatest inspiration. It's the first time that she gets to see a free woman with wild colors, managing magic and just directing everything, just the ringmaster. So Joe was like, oh my god, I want to be like you when I grow up. Just smells like a cultist. She has a cute face.
She can be called Cheeto.
Because what?
Her hair.
I don't know. And she said, and the ringmaster was like, "Oh, you're such a cute girl. Yeah, I guess you can be a ringmaster too, but because of your class, I don't think they're gonna allow that." But yeah, dreaming is free, kid. Yeah. Then said, "Oh, I actually have a son. You want to meet him? Yeah, sure." So that's when she gets to meet Timothy, a circus kid, who is actually like not too poor, not too rich. It's like just middle class, Again, I don't know why every time I say AI that I need a brown haired boy, he's like, oh, so he's not gonna be white. I see. So okay. Sorry, I once had a friend with redhead and curly hair, and she used to call herself a walking Cheeto. Timothy Saladin. My boyfriend. No, his name is Timothy. I actually took it for Tim Burton, but okay. So she got to meet him, and she befriended him because, like, oh, you actually get to work at the circus? He's like, yeah, my mom is a ringmaster, and I get to do minor stuff. I will get to do greater stuff when I grow up. That's so cool. I really want to work with you. Yes, Queen needed something? That's clever. Oh, my bad, I thought you were calling me. That is clever. But eventually, I mean, she wasn't supposed in the first place to be talking to the ringmaster, so even less with the kid. So nuns found her, and she was like, "Oh, where the hell are you going, kid? You're going back to the boarding school." She's like, "Ah, sheesh." All right, so that is like the circus event. Questions? Oh well, Kinshiro.
It's it's important to notice that she became redhead.
Yeah, nothing is random here.
Was she the nah, I'm going to be truly red-haired.
Not natural redhead, good redhead.
I'm going to be better.
Just wait for Blake to learn she was meeting a circus boy. No, wait for actual. Okay, I can't spoil, but no. Blake will be wishing she was dating the circus boy. You'll see. Anyway.
Oh, we don't talk about the fucker here.
Things have changed. But he's still a fucker. 18. The circus invitation.
Quite literally.
What?
Quite literally.
Yeah. So something that I researched on boarding schools at that time is that girls were encouraged to do charity. I mean, this picture doesn't really look like it, but yeah, they were supposed to like help hobos and stuff like that. So there is this charity day, yeah, where she and her friends and all the other boarding girls are just feeding the hobos until some mysterious gentleman approaches Joy. Like picture is as again. They're showing their ankles inappropriate. It was okay with little girls actually. Oh yeah, so as I said, this picture is ass. But actually the man is supposed to look kinda futuristic. Kinda. I mean, he was supposed to look like, yes, like a gentleman, but with like steampunk design on him. Something that is like not even a thing here, because it's supposed to be like more Victorian, realistic Victorian, you know? But yeah, I mean, he approached Joy and say, "Hey, girl. Oh, so like Dallas friends at the heist." Yeah. Yeah, like that. Yeah, he's supposed to look like that. And Joy is like interested in the design, but since he says, "Hey, girl, I noticed you the other day. I noticed that you were like," as if that wasn't creepy enough, but he said, "Hey, I noticed that you were very interested in circus, so here, have a free ticket so you can go to a magical circus." He's like, "Oh, I'm in." Does that remind you of another blonde girl receiving a mysterious invitation? But yeah, I mean, Sarah's.
Nothing.
Oh. And yes, I mean, I was gonna say, Joy didn't really question the way that this guy was dressed, because precisely the steampunk design made her believe instantly, like, "Oh, that's a circus outfit. Okay, cool." So she accepted it. It's gonna happen again! Is it? Huh. So, one rainy night on her boarding school, she escapes the place. Nobody finds her. She's like, she's good at not being noticed anyway. I mean, when she has to. So she escapes the place because she was also caught at nighttime in a mysterious place. Huh. Nobody disturbed her. Cool. But actually what she found was even weirder than what Gwyneth found, in a way. More trippy. She actually got to see in the middle of the woods circus carriers surrounded by biblical creatures. You know? I mean, they're not supposed to exist. I mean, they're just supposed to be religion, myths, legends, something to believe in, fairy tales, you know? But suddenly she just see them. Angels, demons, gods, feather wings, horns, animal, human-like creatures, something more fantastious, but obviously AI was like, oh, that's too much for me. I'm just gonna put human angels. That's it. And they actually look like very friendly at her and say like, hey, we were waiting for you, Joy. Why don't you get inside the circus carriage? We can take you to the circus paradise. But finally, that tiny sense of danger in Joy triggered, and she said, "Sykes, no!" So she started to run away from them. The picture is supposed to be like in a stormy night, like it's supposed to be like dangerous, like oh, she's lost in the woods, stormy and thunder and shit like that. Well, she was being followed by the angels and demons and gods. Until she reaches the famous stone bridge. The stone is so slippery that, well, she slips in the middle of the thunderstorm and she falls down to a violent and very quick river that was behind her. The picture is ass again, but like the bridge and the river are supposed to have like a way bigger distance, like it's actually dangerous. Plus, like the river is like very deep, and they're like pointy rocks in there. Like it's just basically just a dead bed, you know. So, yeah, she falls to the river, and Joy is never to be found again. What do you think?
I imagine the stress of Blake at this point.
Yeah. Like, he never agreed to take her to the boarding school. Now they're gonna give him a reason, like, see, I was right. I want to see this animated. Well, that's the plan, Fairy Police. That means a lot. Thank you. But yeah, what's gonna be the aftermath of this? Chapter 19. Joy is missing. Well, the nuns eventually found out that problematic Joy was missing, but like real missing. Like something was not like, oh, she's hiding in a very hard to find spot. No, like she's like, we really can't find her. So they started searching everywhere, but no signs of her. They had to go back to Billen's mansion and tell Dallas, the mob boss, and Blake that the daughter was missing. And, well, grief started. I mean, obviously, they wouldn't take her for dead. They will start searching for her too. The mob people, the mob man, will start... The dogs, I'm just gonna call them dogs. The dogs started searching for her in the woods as well, but she was nowhere to be found. I mean, if she died in the river, pretty sure her body was consumed. I mean, just by nature itself. The water, the rocks, maybe some wildlife outside. It's impossible to find her. Like, she was meant to be gone. Ghost. So, what's gonna happen now? Wah! Comments?
There wasn't like it's for later, isn't it?
What?
A remaining of her.
Chapter 20 is called Ghost.
Okay, don't worry. We talk about it later.
Oh, you talk about like your actual body.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, on an old version, but honestly, there's no use to it anymore, so maybe not. Chapter 20, Ghost. So, Joy's dead, AI doesn't know how to draw a ghost. Cool. But yeah, Joy died that night, where she was running away from the biblical creatures. But now she was back, wandering alone in the woods, knowing that things were different. Knowing that her kind of transparent body that is not showing in the picture, well, it's telling her that she's gone. But she still needed to go back to see if she could ask for help. Maybe this was just a dream. Maybe there was something to be done. But at first, she went back to the boarding school. All her friends were sad about her loss. Because it's been a time already, so logical thing to do is just to declare her dead. So everyone was sad about her. And most horrifying thing is that Joy was there actually. And she tried to communicate with her friends, but nobody would listen to her, not even the nuns. She was invincible, unexisting. She wasn't real anymore. So she went back to the mansion. Maybe Blake was gonna be able to see her, or maybe her dad, because they're family and that gives her like a better shot. But actually not. Ugly ass picture again, but yeah. Blake is obviously grieving so bad about Joy's disappearance, and that everybody's telling him that he must take her for dead too. And as much as she tries to tell him like, big brother, I'm here, look at me, turn back, he won't listen. She's not real anymore. But what happened? Why is she a ghost? Why? If they're supposed to be angels and demons, like why is she not one of them? That is a mystery. So she really worked hard to express her presence. So she started to poltergeist her home. So she started to scare, I mean not scared intentionally, but she needed like tangibly let her father and her brother know that she's still there. But at least the way Dallas took that, it was more, no, it wasn't like, oh, my daughter is visiting me, oh, poor angel. No, he was like, well, I think we've been fucking with the occult club way too much. I think we're already being haunted, so it's time to go. So yeah, Dallas and everyone and the dogs move out to a different place. Actually, to a, they call them city mansions, something like that. Like aristocrats used to have like an actual mansion in the city that was like way smaller, but it was like for vacations or like a secondary home and stuff. So they went there, leaving poor ghost Joy alone. It looks so funny. Yeah, she's alone in the actual almost empty mansion because they took almost everything. The thing is, I know, she's like, okay, that's not what I wanted. I actually wanted to express that I'm here, but they left. Cool. But no, she was not alone. She actually started receiving visits from very imaginary talking animals. And if you start to notice, they're actually the capital animals, just join her company. Get away, baby. Well, what do you mean? That rat snake though, yeah, I know. You can't give AI a list of animals because then they're gonna be like, oh, you want to do a mixture of all animals? Okay. Instead of actually separating them, but okay. There's 3 rats. I know. This Joy has tail. You're right. But yeah. Actually, she found comfort. I mean, she wasn't imagining these creatures. Actually, they started manifesting with her and be like, hey, we are your friends. We're actually the capitals. your friends have always lived inside you. We're gonna take care of you. Actually, the tiger looks so fucking high. Like, hey, kid, trust us. Does she still don't know she's dead? No, she knows. She knows she's dead, but she was like desperate to let people know about it. There's only one sitting rat. The other two are the tiger's lunch. Oh yeah, that makes sense. No, she knows she's dead ever since she like kind of reappeared in the woods. Like she saw her body different and she felt different, but she was desperate to find like, oh, maybe this can be saved, maybe this can be fixed, but no. The Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters. When there's something wrong in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? The Ghostbusters. Those motherfuckers. Yeah, those motherfuckers. Questions? No.
Was there a moment when Joy considered the capitals a friend of hers?
Yeah, in this moment of desperation.
No, but I mean for a long time, you know?
Oh no.
She interacting with them.
In this period where she was alone in the home, the capitals were her only friends, and they started basically to groom her. They started to be like very friendly to her, to gain her trust and be like, oh, I can actually trust these guys. For later.
For later? Okay.
Yeah. I'll get till now. Okay, cool. The Ghostbusters. I hate the next pictures, but it's the best I could get. So, Dallas contacted an occult group of 4 freaks known as the Ghostbusters, Victorian Ghostbusters, who were known allegedly for cleansing the house from ghost energies and stuff. And he was like, just go clean the occult shit that is in my home already. And for that we have 4 characters that look nothing like this, but okay. First guy, oh wait a minute. First guy, his name is Colleen, yeah. He is the leader of the group. He's not wearing glasses. And yeah, he's the leader of the group. I actually forgot the weapon that he had, because everybody is supposed to have like a steampunky type of weapon, like very fantasy like gear and analog, not analogic, but more like manually stuff of thingies. I don't remember his weapon, but he's the leader and he's like so super handsome and stuff. Then we have the smart guy. I totally forgot his name. I don't know, I don't remember his name, but there was a smart guy, the one that is supposed to be wearing glasses, like totally arrogant. And I don't know, like his role was supposed like to... He had like all the paranormal information under control, and he will always be telling like, oh, there's activity here and stuff. Then they had a girl in the group. Her name was Belle. She doesn't look like this. She's supposed to look like way taller, way more mature. Her hair is not blue. She's, I don't know, brunette, I guess. and she does wear a crossbow. That is real. But her crossbow is still different because she has like a indicator of activities. Yeah. So if Joy is near, like the indicator is gonna be like ticking to the green side, like oh, there's a ghost here, you know. Cross trayeta. Yeah, I know. You're right. It's supposed to be a crossbow, but okay. And lastly, but not least, we have a demon with them, an actual demon with them, trying to blend in humanity. But he's not supposed to look like this. He's totally supposed to look very human-like. And he's supposed to have, like, kinda... Like, it's supposed to be, like, black hair, but at certain, like, light hitting his hair is gonna look like metallic blue. And he is a weapon by himself. It's like, if we really need to get rid of a very bad spirit, he's gonna eat their soul, and that's it. So that is the team of the Ghostbusters, and they were hired by Dallas to get rid of the bad energies without not knowing that it's just one. And not even just one. The Antichrist herself. So, yeah, they actually made her life impossible. What the fuck? The fuck is wrong with this image? Yeah, they will always chase her down, be like, oh, that's the girl, let's go kill her. I mean, not kill her, but like, get rid of her. And she's like, oh my god, I'm just trying. This is my fucking home, leave me alone. But yeah, they were just like absolute bullies, just doing their job, you know? We go back to the trippy images again. But I mean, she tries to run away her home, but actually the Ghostbusters are not meant to just shoo ghosts away. They're supposed to eradicate them and erase them. So it's like, oh, I'm trapped in my own home, I can't get out of it, because they already put like a protection spell to like, bitch, you can't get out of there. So that's where that's supposed to be again the capital animals friends telling her, bitch, what are you doing? You're a ghost. Use that. Use it. Scare them away. You can scare them away. Show them this is your place. Oh my god. So she actually used her ghost powers to be fucking terrifying as she could think of. And eventually she does scare the Ghostbusters away. I mean, this actually takes time, but yeah, this is the summary anyway. So yeah, finally, Joy busted the Ghostbusters, huh? Oh, I forgot to say, one of them died. She actually killed one of them, and it was actually the nerd guy. Everyone else ran away. Questions?
She did apply la de the Spooky House of Horror, like being super cute but scary at the same time, just for screamers.
Yeah. They were scammers. They meet just one real ghost and they all run. Yeah, maybe. Nah, it's because like they did deal with ghosts before, but no one like her. The one that actually carries the capitals is like a different type of shit. It's like being half a ghost, half a demon, to be honest. There was a Jack Bone Daddy at the bottom of that image? What? Oh, you're so right. Oh, wait a minute. Here, I didn't get to see it. You're so right. That's cute. Bone Daddy. Chapter 22. My animal friends. So Joy was happy that she was now living happily in the abandoned mansion with her animal friends. Like, yay, we did get rid of the Ghostbusters. But then the obvious realization of, oh yes, I'm alone. She's like, oh, I'm alone. My family can't see me. I don't know what to do. I'm alone. I only have you guys. So they're like, oh, don't cry, Joy. I think we know the right people who might be able to help you. Well, you trust us, right? Yes, I do trust you. You're the only ones I have right now. And you did help me get rid of the Ghostbusters, so yes, I do trust you. Then follow us. Follow us. We're gonna take you to interesting and mysterious place. These people are gonna be able to help you because they can contact ghosts. That was actually fast. Lurk. What do you say, guys? Do you trust these animal friends?
They are cute, so yes.
Excellent. That is a very smart thing to do. Chapter 23.
I'm a pretty smart guy myself.
Lurk. Oh my god. The change of style in this chapter is fucking insane. You're gonna see why. So, Joy, the ghost, is eventually lured into the underground cult of the capitals. This little cute girl is just seeing all this shit, yeah. So she actually finds this place. Maybe the style represents the protagonist's point of view. Or maybe, yeah. That's scary, what the hell, I know. I mean, this is actually what I always imagine. I mean, this picture is like very on point. One of the few images that I'm like, oh, that's amazing, thank you. So yes, little Joy Ghost got to see exactly what her mother encountered. The capital's cult. All these rich people in their dark outfits wearing animal masks, waiting for her. They were waiting for her. Again with the style. She is, well, terrified of what she's seeing because she does feel the danger. Like, it's like, come on. Although she doesn't have a sense of danger, it's like, it's kind of obvious at this point. And her animal friends are already like fucking nightmare feels like, eh, I fooled you, bitch. Yeah. Why are always the rich people making cool thingies? Because poor people can't afford it. I guess, I don't know. Because they have the power, I don't know. It makes sense to me. So, Joy, being rich is evil. Well, I want to be evil. Joy tries dialogue with the people. They're not supposed to be like a skeleton mask, but okay. Nor skeleton hands. But okay. She tries to talk to them and so innocently and naive saying, my animal friends told me that you could help me reunite with my family. Are you... can you do that? And they're like, Your Highness? They actually talk to her like, oh, she's actually our god. She's actually the one. It's like, no, girl, you actually got it all wrong. Wait up. This is your moment. So, they take the ghost into a into a sacrifice altar. Everyone is surrounding them. They forgot to use their animal mask, but okay. And she is terrified. She's like, oh. I mean, yeah. She is displayed like a snack. I mean, not like a snack, but she can feel the evil interest in everyone there. La muerte. Ya te cargó a la comodina. What? You will get it when you grow up. Obviously, AI was not gonna show me a picture of how they torture Joy. Because basically they see Joy as like a candy wrapper. They need to destroy it so the capitals can go out. How do you torture a ghost? They have the occult things to make her tangible. Yeah. No, yeah, actually, yes. It's a good question, and I thought about it before. They have their source to make her, like, real, as in they can touch her. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So, it's the best I could get from, ooh, they splatter her. Because I put jelly on it. Seriously, I had to write in the prompt it was jelly. Don't you have a drawing that you once did? Oh, dude. I do have one, but honestly, I don't know where it is. It was a high school job. I remember that. Honestly, I don't know where it is. I know it's there somewhere. Where? I don't know. I think I have it saved somewhere. Oh, cool. But yeah, Joy was stubborn enough. Like she kinda changed the ritual a little bit to her convenience, per se. So, when the Capitals tried to escape her body, she actually took them back and took their powers borrowed. And so, she was no longer a ghost. She was Jokerine. Jokerine was finally born. Questions before we actually jump into like the so expected reveal?
I always, since a certain song, I always think about the wake up of Jokerin, like the song "I'm Feeling Good."
Do I? No.
No, I know it won't happen that way, but I mean in the way that figurativamente, that's what happened basically. She
Right.
became the monster and the most free person in the world, basically.
Yes. So this is how Jokerine was born. Yes. And actually, okay, I'm gonna share it later, but there is a song that does give me an idea like how is her transformation working, and you already know about it, Sarah's. The composer is called Steam Pianist. He's a Vocaloid horror song composer, and he uses mainly the voice of a Vocaloid named Oliver, actually. And there is a song called The Thing. And honestly, for me, that's the song of her transformation. Not saying that I will use it like in the actual animation, but more like, oh, I could do a fan animation of that, you know? Yeah. AI have some funny picture of Jokerine, so don't expect the best, please. So Jokerine was born. The Antichrist was rising, and everyone looked at her like, she's there, or God. So yeah. How is her face? So now she is this cute little girl with dark redhead hair, with just some tiny horns on her head because she's still small, golden eyes that bright like fire, and sharp teeth. And honestly, this transformation, just as Sarah said, this transformation was the best thing it could happen to her, according to her. Because she really felt good. She felt alive again and powerful. And with her disturbed sense of reality, everything felt right. So, okay, obviously.
Oh shit, I loved it. Oh, sorry.
You loved it? I find it funny, to be honest.
It's like a different version of Shikiyoki.
I guess. ¿Qué le sale del ombligo? ¿Del ombligo? Tenía que ser el sim de Joker.
Oh, I did send the drawing already.
Oh, I will have to shake it in a moment. I can't believe that you actually had it in your hand.
Did you expect me not saving that piece of art?
It is a piece of art, I guess. So what I try to explain in this picture, but as I said, no gore allowed. When Jokerine finally arises and she sees like she is being worshipped, she doesn't take their shit. She's like, nah. So she starts dancing with all of them. She's just happy. She's just celebrating. She is reborn. But while dancing, she is purposely destroying them brutally, like dismembering them, taking their limbs away. Just it's a splatter party. So funny enough, the cult that always wanted this moment to happen was also buried down by their god. Huh. So she erased it completely. I mean, there were still some followers or witness or writings that can't say like, oh, this existed, but finally the capital's cult was gone. Yay! But this looks pretty ugly in this. Ignore the other children in this room. She's supposed to be alone, but okay. Eventually, just a little after that, the pentagram on the floor actually starts receiving a heavenly golden glow. And she's like, what is that? She's just curious. She's just a kid exploring the world, you know? And so actually the I forgot what it is. The circle, the golden thingy, the star calls her against her will, and she is struck into a golden heavenly portal. She's gonna be taken somewhere else. The underworld. Questions?
Not so much, because this is one of my favorite parts of the story.
Right. It is like the most exciting part, I guess. The parts that are next from this are just confusing. I mean, they're meant to be confusing. The underworld. Yeah. Basically, there is an afterlife here. Yes, I mean, you know this already because of chapter 1. A place where deceased people live amongst gods, angels, and demons. And not because of that I mean they're good or evil, they're just what they are. They just have their nature. And this is the council that is actually calling the most terrifying person they could think of. And that is Chikiyoki. And she's called there. I mean, she's supposed to be in the middle of that. And she actually gets angry at them in her own way because she recognized them and said, oh, you guys were actually the one that fooled me, inviting me to a fake circus, and I died because of you. And they'll be like, no, you actually died. You died because of your fault. You slipped, okay? And we actually took you. I actually love this picture because it's like, what? That's Jokerine, what the fuck? Okay, in this picture, Jokerine is discussing with this god called Basker. And Basker is trying to explain it like, okay, girl, you must understand this. We don't fear you. We fear the beings that live inside of you. They're our worst enemy, so we need to take care of you now. We were not supposed to let you go. When we invited you to that fucking circus, it was basically our base, so you will gently follow us, so we could take care of you. So none of this would have happened, but it's ironic. You've never feared anything, but you have to fear us. Like, yeah, that's me. Oh yeah, and so that is actually like they're talking, and she said, well, I mean, and why was I a ghost? Why? And they then explained her. They said that was actually the work of the capitals. You were not supposed to die. They couldn't save you either. So they didn't let go your body. They said like, no, that's mine. So that's why you stuck here in the living world. You were not supposed to be like that. And that's why the capitals also lurk you to the capital's cult, and that's why you had this transformation now. Which I guess we can't do anything about it. And then she's be like, okay. What about my family? What about my family? Like, my brother and my dad are looking for me. I should go back. And the basket is like, I can't allow that because you're already dead. Plus, and then going back into the living world, Blake is still trying to live his life in the human world, but he is actually living life pretty similar to Dallas now when he was young. He is extremely paranoid out of everyone around him because now that he's finally like totally conscious about the cult, he's like everyone is an enemy. Anyone can be. These normal faces are actually wearing animal masks. So yes, he had suspicions on people in that place, on a certain party. He eventually got his way inside a private office, and he started to find all these documents, these dangerous documents that will just expose all the information of the cult. Like, oh yeah, wanna traffic a child? Yeah, sure, why not? So he's like, oh my god, I found it. But obviously, he knew too much. So bang, he's also dead now. And somehow, Jockering is like, so Blake is here now with me? I need to see him. So they re-encounter in dead. Kinda, yeah. So Joy is finally hugging her brother and was like, oh Blake, I'm so sorry about everything. And they both so happy to see each other. They so emotional. And Blake doesn't care about like Jockering being totally different to Joy, you know? It's like, oh, you're still my sister. And he's an angel now. You can see his wings there. So it kind of sounds like a happily ever after for them, right? What do you think?
This is the beginning of the worst part of their lives together.
Yeah, it is. 26. The villain's grief. Well, what to say about Dallas? He lost his entire family. I mean, he had Mr. and Mrs. Lowell and Doll Lowell, but they're not bound by blood. They're not really his family, so... yeah. Ironic for Dallas. A truly bad ending for him because he spent all his life trying to protect the ones he loved the most. Trying to push them away, just as he pushed his mother away. But he couldn't protect them. They're dead now. Winnet, Blake, Joy. They're all gone. He's alone. Okay, ironic. And in the case of Doll, now a teenager. Well, she's a widow now. She was engaged to Blake, and now she's there in their funeral. Widowing. So, sad ending for the whole Billen and Lowell family. And, well, Blake had to make Jokery understand that because she was like, well, they're sad about us. We need to let them know we're okay. And Blake is like, no, that's not the nature of this. We are dead. We belong in this place now. We don't belong there anymore. So just let them keep living with this. Let them grow from this. And we'll keep growing in our own life. Afterlife. So Joker half listened to that. But anyway, she's happy because now she finally has a place to stay with Blake. Just the two of them. Two happy siblings. They're not inside a mansion now. They're like in a... It's a small house. Like cozy enough, but luxury, you know? It's luxurious. I am a Joker. Alright, any questions so far?
Not for now.
Okay. 27. I am a Joker. Alright. So, I hate these pictures, but, Jokerin got to grow a little bit. Now she's a teenager. A 14 years old kid. And she found her personality. All these years she's been living her best afterlife as a circus demon. Because, I mean, nobody can stop her now. Everyone can allow her to be who she thinks she is. And in this case, she lives for being like, circus personality. And her horns are not supposed to be that big actually. They're supposed to be just a tiny little bit bigger. Just enough to reveal that her horns are not black. They're actually black and white striped. But she's supposed to be a kid. I mean, like one of those small teenagers. Like no old teenager, just young teenager. You hate them, Sarahs. You hate them, Sarahs loves them. Yeah, maybe. I mean, there are some good pictures in all this, but oh my god, it was... AI will always create something different from Jokerin. See, like, okay, she's actually supposed to look more like this instead like this, but okay. So, Jokerin actually made some new friends. Demons, angels, and they were actually good friends for her. And they're like, hey, yay, we cool, we're chilling. No, this is like, what? Okay. And as I said, when Blake told her about, like, we don't visit the living world, she half listened to it because after some years, she just couldn't hold it anymore. And she had to visit her old friend, Timothy. Timothy is supposed to look a little bit older, and Jokerin is supposed to look a little bit younger, but okay. So Timothy kept working at the circus with his mom. Yes, he has like more important roles in the show. And Jokerin just casually visited him like, oh, do you remember me? I'm that blonde kid from before. He was like, oh, Joyce. I think I do. Joy? It's Jokerin now. I go for Jokerin now. That's my performance name, practically. Okay, I see. Well... I mean, obviously he was like terrified, like, it's the first time in his life where he sees a demon, and it has to be her. So, with whatever he could be able to talk to, he's like, I thought you were dead. I am, but hey, I'm living an afterlife now. But hey, I just wanted to say hi. Okay, bye then. So yeah, she just made a quick visit, but obviously it had consequences. That dog guy is supposed to be Basker. I said a dog mask, and she said, okay. Okay, that's supposed to be Basker. Well, Basker is just calling her like, bitch, we said that you're not supposed to talk livings. The fuck is wrong with you? And she's stubborn. She's already in that age. She's like, me. I could do it again. I could fucking do it again.
It's...
Yeah?
I was going to say this is so accurate on her design. Only the sad expression, or not sad expression, the down expression is not on point. But the next one is actually interesting.
Next one is interesting in a bad way for me. After a time, Jokerin is still supposed to be 14. She met a demon. This demon was called Lovelace. He's not supposed to be like gray-skinned. He's supposed to be normal, I guess. And he's supposed to be like an unexpressive demon. He's supposed to have like an issue where he can't express his emotions. What's normal for a demon? Good point. I don't know, more like Jokerin, I guess. Right? I like this design for a new outfit of her. Actually, yeah, there are plenty of outfits here that like, oh, we could steal them. But yeah, this guy met her, and she was just like her mother. She's like, oh, I fell in love with a guy that doesn't show any interest in me. But it's okay. I can feel deep inside he does, because his eyes change of color depending on his emotion. So she started to identify them, and she's like, "Oh, so you starting to like me, Pillo." Is she gonna ask for a baby too? I don't know. Maybe she did, but since they're dead, it's like, ha, you can't. Maybe Jokerin can change outfits through the story of to show off depending on the dimension. Maybe. Yes, I do have the idea sometimes. So, yeah, they started dating, and that is like the unmoral part of the story, because she's clearly underage. This guy's not, but hey, Victorian times, so yeah. If only Pepe Botellas was still around, he could have done us. And after a time, that's supposed to be Lovelace, yeah. Forget the monstrous smile and Lovelace and the horns that are supposed to be on Jokerin. He proposed to her. So they were finally engaged. Yeah. But the age gap is huge, like 14 to 500. Yeah, probably. Yeah, he must be an ancient soul. And she said yes, because she was so in love with this guy. This is why I said Blake is gonna be like, no, I wish you could have stayed to the human. Like her parents' mental age difference. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, the mistake of our parents and the people before us are just a pattern in our lives. And Blake was, I mean, he didn't agree to this. I mean, he wasn't gonna stop it, but he's like, this guy seems to be too old for you. I know that it's a normal thing, but I don't like him for you. I prefer the circus boy. But okay, I mean, he's still alive, so whatever. Es un papucho. Oh yeah, and by the way, but this time Blake was not a teenager anymore. He was already a young adult. Su cara parece tallada por sí mismo. Yeah. So eventually, para los mismos ángeles. I understood that. Yeah, thank you. So, like, as a sidetrack explanation of the underworld, demons and angels do have a role. Because it's like, although they're not allowed to visit the living world, they can still help in a way. And that's how, like, the miracles for humans like us exist, you know, like, oh, I think someone saved me. I think I have like a guardian angel or something. So in the case of angels, yeah, they're supposed to be protecting other people. Normally they protect their family, their living family, while demons make contracts with the humans. Like, okay, I offer you my services in exchange of your soul. Another outfit for her for a rainy or London themed dimension. Well, I guess for the Angelician capital then. And you know what? It's fun because, okay, this is actually like no lore related, more like design lore related. But for a long time, I'm ashamed to say that Jokerin was also supposed to be a cat girl. You know, cat ears, cat tail. Because, okay? And I actually made a good explanation like why that happened. But that's not real anymore. So I was always used to draw Jokerin without ears. I was always draw her without ears. So even when she's like just as you know her today, without the cat bits, her ears are nowhere to be seen because it's covered by their hair. But honestly, if someone asked me like, how are their ears actually like, I've always thought of them like this, pointy. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's kind of obvious. She's a demon. Of course she's gonna have pointy ears. Kind of like the fairies, but differently. Like more ugly, I guess. Less attractive. Less aesthetic. No, mi gato. How was it named? It was named Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn. Not Harley Quinn, but Harley Quinn. Because, I don't know, it was just a black cat with like a funny clown color. So yeah, I mean, fairy police, just for you to know, on an old version of the story where Jokerine was tortured and turned into a demon, her pet was also tortured with her. They will kill her cat. They will throw her into the sacrifice altar, and basically their bodies will fuse and they will make Jokerine a cat girl. I do find it brilliant, but it's not like where I aim to be. But I kind of have sometimes the idea that maybe that still happened, but instead of Jokerine having cat ears, she has a cat personality. She's more like, like I hate showers. If you put her a pointy laser, she's like going, oh, I got it this time. I got it. So maybe I changed it for that. Harlot Queen is the cat from the 500 peso. No, it's actually like canonically, Jokerine can transform into a cat, and the 500 peso cat is her. So yeah, I guess I did forget to put the cat here, but yeah, you could go around if she gets the soul of her cat if the cat dies. Yeah, I'm just gonna make like when she was a ghost, she found this cat because, you know, cats are said that they can see ghosts and stuff, and she was like her actual real companion, and she took her to the cult and they died. And they kind of fused, at least in personality. Yeah. But anyway, that will be totally a good addition in detail. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, it is canon now. So anyway, as I was saying, now going back to the lore. Demons can make contracts with humans, and angels can take care of humans. Oh, Sarah's dead. So she actually went to the Council of Gods and say, hey, I have an idea. I mean, if I am allowed to go to the living world to make contract with the humans, might as well do happy contracts, you know? Instead of helping them with a specific problem, I'm more like, oh, I'm gonna be after unhappy people, and I'm gonna be helping them. And the council was like, we could give it a go, I guess. And so she tried that. She made multiple contracts with humans that seemed to be unhappy, mostly like poor people or slave people, I don't know, anything bad. And she was there to help them. And she did help, but more than she should have, because she always killed the people. I mean, this picture is so wrong. I mean, these people are supposed to be scared of her and dead? Or like, some of them scared and some of them dead? But okay, AI did whatever they wanted to do. So yeah, it's like, okay, I'm gonna help you, but I'm gonna erase whatever is making you unhappy. Brutally. Violently. Bloody. In this art, she is a chorrito? What do you mean? So, Blake will scold her like, dude, yes, you have destructive powers, but you're not supposed to be massacring all the criminals out there. It's like, why not? That made someone happy. I hate myself. Got it. Erases it. Yeah, I am the reason of my own unhappiness. Oh, say no more, king. It's like, bitch, okay, yes, you can be helping all these people, but you don't have to be killing everything around you. Why not? Chorritos esa grandota esa chiquita. Oh, I see. Yeah. But yeah. Although Jokerin didn't fully understand because she's already too confused with reality, she was still sad because she bonded with all the people she made a contract with, but she will always have to eat her soul. So she's like, I'm not meant to make anyone happy because I'm still gonna have to eat them. This is so unfair because, yes, her only diet are souls. So yeah. So that's when she had the great idea of, hey, I'm gonna work for free now. Kinda. Because she's like, hey, I'm gonna make contract with people, but I'm not gonna claim their soul afterwards. In fact, I'm actually gonna steal the souls of your enemies without having to, like, brutally kill them. Yeah, so she will start stealing the souls of people who deserve it, I guess. And that was her diet. But everyone in the underworld was so in disagreement with that because it's like, no! You are not supposed to do all that shit. Yes, we can understand 1 or 2 killings, but come on, you kill everyone, dude. And especially they're always nitpicking her because of who she is or who she represents, you know? So it's like, maybe if she was a normal demon, they will be a little bit more indulgent with her, but since she is the plate of the capital, they're like, nah, you can't do that. But yeah, of course, Jokerin is still dealt with the day 80 thingy, and that's where gods, angels, and demons will help her go back. Plenty of times she started to be imprisoned in the underworld jail because of her crimes. And Blake will be like, bitch, stop doing what you do. And Jokerin is so confused. Honestly, she's not enjoying life anymore, her afterlife, because she's really trying to help people out there, but apparently she keeps making way more people sad and angry. Especially Blake. She wants to make him proud, but all she gets are like disapproval nods, like, oh, come on. She can't understand it. Seriously, there's something wrong with her head because she can't understand it. That's not Blake anymore. Real Blake will be like, you do you. Yes and no. I mean, Blake is just again in this human-like position of, I don't want them to take you away from me, so please behave. But it's not really up to her anymore. She's insane, plus she is influenced by the capitals, like she can't help it. So yeah, she is very afraid. That's not even Jokerin, but okay. She is very afraid of the idea of losing him again. Because actually, like, she is now being threatened to be exiled of the underworld forever. Like, she's not gonna be seeing Lovelace, her fiance Blake anymore if she doesn't behave. But it's like, dude, I don't know what else to do. I really try to do what you want me to, but I can't. I somehow always end up missing things, and I thought I was doing good. So they are not Mercurized, right? No, they're not. No, Mercury is nowhere to be seen right now, but it's close. So, I mean, yeah, eventually Underworld grew impatient, ran out of patience with her, and said, fuck it, exile. So they exile her. I mean, not completely. It's like, she can't go back to the underworld. She can't see Blake. She can't see Lovelace. They cannot visit her. But hey, at least she's gonna receive like a visit Everyday 80 to be treated by the curse. But yeah, they don't want to deal with her anymore. So, ew, exiled. Just like Lucifer, I guess. So they take her back to the portal and to the real world, the living world, I mean. Exiled. Questions? We're about to finish, actually. I think this is actually the last chapter that I prepared for this night, I mean.
Not at this point, but in fact, everything has been interesting because it's the first time that I had the opportunity to understand the story from for the beginning to this point, it running through it, you know.
Yeah. I guess you were like aware of events of the story but never connected them. Like, when did this happen then?
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Yeah. So, last chapter for tonight. Exiled. So, Yokuring is exiled of the underworld and is just left alone in the middle of a woods. I mean, of England woods. Norwich woods, if you make, actually. And she is surprised. She's like, am I alone now? So she wants to go insane, obviously. Especially because she does feel betrayed, or at least abandoned by Blake and Lovelace, because she didn't get to say goodbye to them. That was actually more an underworld thing, to be honest. But she didn't get to say goodbye, so in her confused mind, everything feels like they didn't care about her and they just left her to rot there. And she has now a problem. She takes things too literally. And she was told too much when she was human that she was the joy of the home. So she feels like she needs to be okay all the time. So the idea of crying, it's a sin for her. So she doesn't cry. But then, a blue glowing smoke trail starts getting in the way. She recognizes this. It's actually the smell of sad people. It's only a thing she can only see as a Joker. So she's like, oh, someone needs me. And instead of like processing the fact that she was exiled and apparently abandoned by her family and her future husband, that she's now never gonna get married now, she's like, oh no, let me help someone else. So she starts following this trail. She's wondering, who is this sad person? Actually, the more she walks in there, she noticed that it's actually the trail of two sad people. And actually, her discovery amuses her. She finds two ghosts. They're supposed to be ghosts. Two spirits living inside of an old cottage in the woods. One of them, it's looking like a middle class guy. He's wearing a top hat. It's supposed to have like more design, to be honest, but they put in like a lame ass old one. Mommy? Sorry, mommy. Yes, it is. So it's him, right? He's a hatter, actually. He used to make hats in his life. And the other girl, it's kind of interesting because she looks like a first-class aristocrat. Like, united by love but sorrow to this guy. And they are Damon and Angelique. But that's it. That's everything I work for tonight. Yay! And for you to understand at very least, this is literally the first hint of the Mercury Labyrinth. So, what do you think?
Yay, Mordor! Now I finally know how Joaquin came to be.
Yeah, you finally understand her whole
But
lore.
do you realize that for me now these images are canon now in my mind?
I guess you did imagine the whole story with this, like this images just being references, but with the actual face of
Yeah.
Joker in, I guess.
No, this is a glimpse. Now the real Joker seems fake to me.
The what?
Now the real Joker looks fake to me. Because almost all the images look like this.
Oh, I see. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. I know too much different Jokerins in one night. But that was
Alice.
story. Yeah.
Alice, you are not very good at drawing your own character.
What do you mean?
That's rude.
Yeah. The AI draws your character better than you. She's no the canon version of Jokerin.
What? What do you mean?
I'm just following the joke with Fairy Police of
Right.
this being the real Jokerin.
I see what you're
he
saying.
He likes the TV Joker a lot.
Yeah. So that is the story so far. Jokerin still has a lot of lore going on here, but for now, at least in the next lore session, we're gonna focus in Damon and Angelique.
Yay.
Yeah. What do you think, Sarahs?
I need to know more about Damon and Angelique because even if I know their roles, their relationship with Jokerin, honestly, I know so little about them personally, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what are they thinking? Why are they like they are? Where do they come from? Those are pretty interesting questions because they are like Dallas, a third class character that has a first class role in the entire universe.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yes, and I do have everything planned already for a long time. I mean, the story about this too, and how they're gonna connect with Jokerin or what's gonna be their purpose. And as a little spoiler for you guys, especially for Fairy Police, these guys who are spirits are already mercurized.
Oh, the first Mercury is in the story.
Yeah, the first mercurized in the story, and Jokerin is gonna be next.
Yeah, the first Mercury is on the canon timeline. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna find the labyrinth.
Are before the labyrinth.
Yeah, are before the labyrinth, but just a tiny before the labyrinth.
Alright. Are you gonna still using AA images?
Yeah, I mean, I have no other. I guess.
Alright. Yes, so you go doing some daily so you don't get out of stress on the day of the.
Honestly, sorry, when I was doing quote unquote these pictures, I mean, just prompting, I was so inspired by them, and it reminds me a lot of the time where I was working on my lore video of Alice and Maddie. And I was like, seriously, I really gotta make this at my own style, in that style of video again.
Yeah.
I love this because it's like, dude, I'm basically doing the same, but someone is doing the work for me. So, no.
To be fair, you could do something like I did in our. Do you remember the book of high school? You just have to write down the story or narrate it, but put an image. You can draw it fast, and just a key moment of what are you talking about. Like, I don't know. if you put the part sorry, if you are talking about the part where Dara and Jokerin are having this discussion of her on the window, you can just put a little draw of them hugging. Basically, I don't think it will take you more than 2 minutes if you just go in a sketchy way of drawing,
Yeah.
and it will be
Yeah.
very rich for you to make later a lore video because you can recycle those sketches.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, Meet and Bleed are every month, so if you guys actually want this to happen next month, I guess I can be sketching a tiny bit every day. But yeah, let me see if actually my mental health can handle that. But I love the
that's true.
idea,
Don't,
but it's
don't
like,
for yourself, yeah.
I mean, I love the idea. I do want to do it
Yeah,
myself
I
too,
don't-
but being real is like, I don't know if I can do it by myself. I mean, all of it.
I
Yeah,
understand you.
do
That's
what's
the
best
reason
for
why.
you.
Yeah, we'll see. Don't worry, guys. But I do really want to do
I don't-
lore videos again.
Yeah, I don't mind the AI images. They help to explain the story.
Yeah, and I do the storytelling, so they're just like visual support. But yeah,
Exactly.
that is the meat of bleed of tonight, of May. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it.
Of course I did.
It was pretty fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's go back to. Oh no, it was to say chat, but no, that's just for Twitch. Anyway, well, I enjoyed it too, so I'm glad that I could share this passion for storytelling with you guys. You being interested in it, asking your questions, connecting the dots with whatever ambiguous storyline you had of my whole universe. So, yeah. Slowly, but you're starting to get to understand everything. And now it's finally recorded! It's finally recorded. So, yeah, is anybody else want to ask any more questions or leave any more comments, or should we wrap this up already?
Tell me, please, our voices as spectators are getting recorded as well.
Yeah, they're supposed to, because I am recording the
Yeah.
desktop audio. Yeah.
Say
Oh,
hello to
perfect.
YouTube. So, say
So,
hello to YouTube here.
If not, I'm gonna cry. I'll let you know in a minute.
don't worry. It's just perfect right now, don't worry.
Yeah, but I still want to share this. You know, for the diffusion. Is that how you say it? Yeah, cause
Obviously, but to be honest, this is just a big spoiler because if you ever do the lore video, it will be this thing, but better.
all right.
Yeah, better.
Well, yeah, it will be with my style, with finally the actual poses and designs that I have in mind. Yes, because I do remember, like this guy, this teacher on my college, that I asked him about it. Like, is it a good idea actually to share the story with the world? And he was like, "Bitch, how else are they gonna get to know it?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Look, I don't know. I'm scared about sharing the story because, you know, copyright and shit." But he said, "No, believe me. If it exists in the internet, it already belongs to you. Believe me." I was like, "Okay then. Okay, thank you then."
Yeah, I was pretty scared as well because everyone talk about how their work was stolen and something like that. But to be honest, at this point, it's better to have diffusion.
Yeah, it's better. Because, yes, the times where I've shared just a tiny bit of story in my social media, everyone's like, "Oh, I need to know more." Like the first time that I shared the Mercury Labyrinth title, everyone was like, "What's that? What's that? I need to know more. I need to know more. What?" And with the lore video, you can't imagine. Like everyone was so into it, and I was like, "That's so cute." they like my stories. They like what I write.
Oh, you write great stories.
Thank you, Fairy
Yes,
Police.
but at this point, I feel you need to get a contract with so many majors.
No. No, I need contacts. I want to work with for Teach.
Well, let me try to find some.
Dude, you're
Let me
not
try to
working in the
find some-
animation section. You're not gonna
I
get
know.
contacts from there.
I know, but I have plenty of friends that are.
Hmm. Well, I don't know. That's why remember that this is why I became a VTuber, because I wanted the vision. That's all I wanted.
Yes, but we need a plan B, plan C, plan D, and and those plans are not supposed to be one after another, but at the same time.
Yeah, I don't worry about that. I still have plenty of ideas of how to share this story. Even a fucking analog horror idea was crossing my mind last week.
Yes, because you promised that if you become rich, you are going to buy me a house. So
I didn't promise it.
Yes, you
promise.
promised.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did it.
Can you promise me too?
I didn't promise that, I swear.
Pinky promise? Can you pinky promise me too?
No. No, Pinky promise that.
You did promise me that.
No, bullshit, you're gaslighting me. But I do want to help everyone that I can. Like, when I become rich, I do want to help everyone. So it's like, don't work anymore. Here. I'm your sugar mommy.
I should have taken your ¿cómo se dice firma en inglés?
I always said that I want to help people I care. Not saying that I promised you. I promised to be your sugar mommy. I don't.
When you say it literally, when I became rich, I'm going to buy you a house, and I was okay.
I don't believe that shit.
Yes.
Just give him a doghouse.
That's because we were talking about our how can I say it? Our dream houses.
I do remember offering help but not promising it. Okay.
Okay.
You got exposed.
Yeah.
You got exposed.
Both of us got exposed. But anyway, thank you, fairies, for being in this session, and yeah, we'll keep in touch to see what's gonna be the next meet and bleed. Although I already have an idea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More lore.
I want to see.
So, sneeze.
Bless you.
If you
Look at the
say
light. Look at the light.
okay, it was just a
Right,
cough
right.
now. You scared it away.
Okay. So basically, we three of us, if we end up being rich or famous, we need to boost the other two careers. Okay?
Yeah.
Of course.
All right,
Okay. It's
fairies.
promise.
No, I didn't say I promise. Just say like, yeah, I agree.
Gosh,
I
almost
agree.
fell ahead.
Anyway, thank you, fairies. We'll keep in touch, and good night.
Thank you,
the
Alice, for
hell?
sharing your time with us.
No, it's nothing. I actually enjoy this a lot, so thank you for being here. Oh, this
Holy
sneeze.
Good nightmares. Have a nice rest.
Holy, it's almost 1 p.m.
Yeah, I
All
started
right.
late. I mean,
Good
yeah.
Alright.
All right. Good night, fairies.
Sweet nightmares.
Sweet
Have a nice
nightmares.
rest. Kisses.
Kisses. Love you too. Mwah, mwah, mwah.